Why did I defend you singing? Why did I defend you swinging? That funny old tune will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday. I hope you're having a good one. We are at 16% to level 3 on the hype train. I think something else just happened to get it even higher. Level 3 complete. Thank you very much. Let's get to these bit messages and see what I missed. Remember, if we get to level 5, then I'll don all the tinfoil and everything and it'll be a good time. We are playing bingo today, so make sure you get your bingo cards ready. 1 bingo card per person, and you can only win once per month, I believe was the rule. First person to win gets a gift sub from myself that they can either redeem for themselves now at a later time or for anyone else if they just want me to gift it to whomever or a specific person. Fraggled Rock, thank you for 12 months. Happy anniversary. What else? Goddess of Anubis with 100 bits says, can't stay due to bad internet, but gotta send my biddies. See you in the VOD, friends. Well, thank you very much. Nick Bush Y BP, thank you for 12 months, says happy anniversary. Same to yourself. Thank you very much for a year of support. Procagom, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. Always generous with the gift subs. Bubble Homestead with 100 bits says, listening on audio while driving. Yikes, poor Peter. I know. Drive safe. Lady Necro, thanks for 13 months at Tier 3. Wow, over a year. Thank you very much. And Tier 3, too. I appreciate that. MW1642, thanks for gifting a sub. We are at 62% to level 4. Mystical Millennial says, Stana for life. Pixels Falling with 100 bits says, Hannah, you left last stream saying you didn't feel well, hoping you're feeling better. I am. That was because, I just gotten my booster shot, so the side effects were just kicking in. Lasted a couple days. Excuse me. Doing much better now, and I'm very glad I got it. Make sure you get your booster shots if you are able, as long as you don't have some medical reason you cannot. I'm very happy and glad that I'm less susceptible to being harmed by COVID now. So, that's good. Tucker White 94, thank you for 18 months, says 18 fucking months, time to shit out another Twitch trophy. 84% to level 4. Blackwing Hecate says, did you get the cat ear stage yet? No. I'm excited, though. Rage, it'll make my D&D so much easier, because I play a tabaxi. I'll just have real ears. I won't have to wear the fake ones. Rageology with 5 months says, I'm not here. I'm in bed asleep in preparation of a productive day tomorrow, and you can't prove otherwise. Hey, whatever you say. Whatever helps you get through the stream. I'm very excited to show you guys this. This is a hardcover book I ordered from Amazon. It's poetry in the time of Trump, Q, COVID, and the Great Awakening. It's a poetry book written by a QAnon believer. I've looked at some of them. They're bad. So that's gonna be good. It is available on Amazon if you'd like it. It's written by Giovanna DeSantis. Just makes me wonder if this is Governor DeSantis's pen name. I don't know. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. 23% to level 5. We're getting very close. Not giving those motherfuckers money. Fair. Fair. I can justify it by saying I'm using it to educate people. You cannot. At least that's how I sleep at night. Blackwing Hecate says, my D&D group is starting next week. I'm playing a short stack bunny lady paladin with a scythe. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I hope you have a good time. Overthought says, I'll donate $5 if there's a single multi-syllabic rhyme in that book. Oh, there are very few rhymes, I assure you. It's more like free-form spoken word poetry than rhyming poetry. Darth Tenebris, thank you for following. You got a 4K TV over the weekend and you love it? That's cool. Ooh, it's got HDR too. Nice. I expect all of chat to do that thing that you see in movies when people are reading poetry where they just snap. If you don't do it, you're banned. 26% to level 5. Tenebros. Gotcha. 10 knee bros. Puka the Duka with 200 bits says, time for tinfoil. You know it. Gotta get a snap emote. Yeah. Oh, by the way, today I went to turn in. I have a lot of... I collect Blu-rays, as I've talked about many times on this stream. And I've had many duplicates. I had like 80-something duplicate Blu-rays. So I went and I traded them in today. And chat, how much money do you think I got for those Blu-rays in-store credit? Take a guess. Lady Necker with 45 bits says, I'm sure you've seen this and it's not tinfoil, but still hilarious. Let me take a look. Oh no, it's a second one? I don't know if I saw the second one. I saw the first one. Oh, John Doyle fans. Rosalind Faye, thanks for gifting a sub. I got $260 in in-store credit for my Blu-rays. $260. Steve with a Q with 100 bits says 42.69. So anyway, I used up almost all that today, and I got so many. I got like 5 seasons of classic Doctor Who on Blu-ray, along with tons of other stuff. It was awesome. How much did they cost you? Let's not ask those questions. Don't worry about it. Still, it was awesome. And I got so many other movies. Really great. Meaner is Meaner, thanks for 6 months, says, hey Hannah, I got COVID from a shitty coworker that refused to go home when she had symptoms. Fuck that coworker. Not literally. Although you're already infected, so what's there to lose? But, yeah, that's not good. I'm sorry. 72% to level 5. Lily Love Stuff says, update on my anti-vax nurse mom. She's gotten her full vaccination at this point, but was trying to convince my sister who hasn't been vaccinated yet to not get vaccinated because it makes people sick. It does not. Note, my one sister who isn't vaccinated yet is not vaccinated because she has only left our house to do something other than walk around our neighborhood twice since November 2019. Interesting. 74% to level 5 with under 30 seconds. Someone save it. We gotta get to level 5. It's Tinfoil Tuesday. You know how long it's been since we haven't gotten to level 5 on a Tinfoil Tuesday? Tea with Goblins with 100 bits says, bloop. Thank you. Oh god, I don't think we're gonna do it. This is unfortunate. Blackwing Hecate, with 45 bits. Oh my god, we only got to 92%, I think. That counts, that's close enough. Bubble Homestead with 200 bits. Murak says, I just joined Starfinder group that starts next week. I'm playing, Spathinae Operative, since I assume most of y'all aren't familiar with Starfinder. Operatives are basically rogues. Spathinae are space wasps. A singular Spathinae character is made up of hundreds of individuals who function in a hive mind. That's cool. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm trying my best not to get too many more movies. I cannot. I will grow my collection until it encapsulates the whole universe. I missed a bits message from you. Sorry. Let me see if I can find it. Tucker White said, so today I learned you can contract COVID through the eyes. Who did I learn this from? Kyle Kalinske and Nada from the fucking CDC. Also, COVID deaths stopped being reported on February 2nd. So yeah, in less than a year, Joe Biden's usurped Trump and Bush for worst president in my life. I don't think he's worse than Trump, but he's doing a dog shit job. The fact that he understands mutually assured destruction at minimum makes him better than Trump for me. Probably a Lannister, thanks for 100 bits. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 200. Stone Cobell with 100 says, go, go, go. Monster Jr., thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. You were just a couple seconds late, so I'm counting that as a level 5. I'll get on all the tinfoil in a little bit. Pixels Falling with 100 bits says, I'll save you. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm almost out of shelf space. Overthought says, take my bits, quick. Blackwing Hecate with tier 3 through 15 months says, 15 months of being a stan. Well, thank you very much. Procagom says, sorry for failing the hype train. Was trying to teach my grandmother how to use Zoom. Not your fault. We got it. It's close enough. It was only a couple seconds after. That's a gimme. That's like, what do they call that in golf? Is it a gimme? I don't remember. When it's so close, they just give it to you. Speak the Truth 16 with 11 months says, hell yeah, nearly a year. And that catches us up. A mulligan. Cool. I'll call that a mulligan. Tinfoil Tuesday. This is the Tinfoil Tuesday theme song. I'm writing it right now. Tinfoil Tuesday. It's when we look at conspiracies and they're really dumb. Tinfoil Tuesday. This is the theme song to Tinfoil Tuesday. Midnight, thanks for 10 months, says, hope everyone is doing good today. You're all awesome and valid. Gene the Second says, FEMA is offering COVID funeral assistance. I just wanted to say it can be up to 9,000, I think my office manager said. Yeah, I heard that too. I read an article about it where anti-vaxxers were trying to get medical examiners to not list COVID as a cause of death on their unvaccinated family members because they, don't want that to be true and don't want that to be on the record. But then they found out that they could get money from it, so then they wanted to do it back. What lovely people. Almost. Almost there. There's that, and I just gotta get the gloves, and we are good. That Dynamite Jellyfish says, I posted a pic on the DeviantArt yesterday, and it was already blew up to 2K views, and the video of me making it is at 650 views, and I'm just like, fucking bruh. Really this one to do well? Okay, here's this one. Hydrate. Are you watching Peter today? Yeah. Not only Peter, but I thought we'd take a look at one of Peter's pastor's sermons to get an idea of where Peter gets his personality from. Speedy Yoshi says, I spent most of my in-store credit on old Doctor Who Blu-rays. I am a nerd. This is true. This is very true. Lily Love Stuff says, honestly though, a fact for everyone, you can catch anything via your mucous membranes, eyes, nose, mouth, vagoo, butthole, so it's a good practice to wash your hands before touching any of those areas, regardless if there's a pandemic or not. True. Wash your hands before you touch your butthole, you filthy animals. Blackwing Hecate with 45 bits says, update on my life. Cute. Speedy Yoshi says, also, I think you'll enjoy this cleanse. What is it? Oh, it's the trailer for Cuphead. I never played the game. Rachology says, my attempt at Posey, our Lord, the benevolent... poetry, I assume. Our Lord, the benevolent Q, hath come to make the world anew. His truth on the internet is a hit, so death to those who say it shit. Christ is love, so rifles out when you take our pew. Oh my god. Dynamite Jellyfish says, it's Tuesday. You know what that means.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter. Hello, Peter.
Funny. Can you show me a video of your Furby son? I don't know what that means, but sure, I guess, as long as it's safe for work. Posey is archaic for poetry. Gotcha. I don't know big brain things. I know tinfoil things, okay? I rot my brain for your entertainment. Okay, so what do we have today? Hold on, let's look at the Furby thing.
Hey, Furby! Sing me a song!
How me wonder what you are. Utai kalela uta. Te e kue lo me da. Piwi na di da e lo. Du kawe na unai bo.
Why did you skin your Furby? What the fuck? Tea with Goblin says, I stayed up until 5 a.m. playing Carrion. I don't know if you've played it, but you play a John Carpenter-style monstrosity rampaging through an underground research lab, munching on screaming humans and feeding on nuclear radiation. Also, now I'm tired. Worth it. Oh, that sounds fun. Tucker White, the stream baby's name is Skinned Furby. This kid's gonna get bullied, but the kid's name is Skinned Furby. Morak says, I've been reading a lot of comics as of late. I desperately want Tom Holland's final Spider-Man appearance to be an adaptation of the Ultimate Spider-Man number 67. Jean Grey gets angry that Logan is hitting on her so much so she makes his worst nightmare come true. He switches bodies with Peter Parker. Yeah, I have that in my, I think it's in Amazing Spider-Man Compendium number, or not Amazing Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man Compendium number 6. I think. I have it downstairs. Rachiology says, in fairness, people minus their skin also look a bit disturbing. True. And then Logan in Peter's body tries to fuck Mary Jane, which is all kinds of fucked up. Not a big fan of the Ultimate Universe. Gonna be honest. Captain America's a huge dick in it. Yeah. Anyway, Nick with 45-bit says, fuck Staples and fuck Walmart for their shit laptop selections, and fuck whoever designed modern touchpads that don't have buttons separate from touchpads itself. Yeah, I don't disagree. How many movies am I up to? Hold on, I want to show people how many movies I'm up to. And then we'll start the actual stream. Blackwing Hecate says, why are you wearing that stupid human suit? Oh, who knows? Okay. I currently have 541 movies in my collection. Is this visible? Not enough movies. I need more. Do I still own DVDs, or have you pretty much upgraded to all Blu-ray? It's all Blu-ray and 4K. Right now I have 207 4K movies. These are all my 4K movies. I'm completely up to date on Marvel. I own all the Marvel stuff. And then just regular Blu-rays, although this counts the 4Ks too. I have 501 Blu-ray movies and 139 Blu-ray seasons of television. Because I own, like, the Complete Adventure Time on Blu-ray, which didn't release in the US. They have individual seasons, but I wanted the whole season in one package, so I think I got the Canadian version. I have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Batman, the animated series, the complete series, Batman Beyond, the complete animated series, the 66 Batman, the complete series in 4K. Yeah, I have a lot of shit. Dexter seasons 1 through 5, which I got today. Just working on my Criterion these days. I love Criterion. They have such great sets. Are Blu-rays worth it? Still stubbornly holding on to DVD myself. Oh, yeah. Blu-rays are so much better, and they're coming down in price now because 4K is becoming more prominent. I'd highly recommend switching over to Blu-rays. They're great. Like, if someone asked me, should I switch from Blu-ray to 4K, I'd be like, I don't know. Depends on how big your TV is and how much high dynamic range matters to you, and if you have a high dynamic range capable TV. But DVD to Blu-ray, yes, switch to Blu-ray. It's night and day. Please switch to Blu-ray. Flower Girl 13, thanks for 18 months. But yeah. I have a decent bit of films. I am preparing for the apocalypse when all the streaming services go down. I'll die within a week, but I'll enjoy movies that week. Tucker White says, Christ, looking at this makes me realize I haven't been to a theater in 2 years. Come next month. I think there's an entire generation of people like me whose last film was My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. Probably a Lannister says, I have settled on a NOS with a Plex server. Plex servers are cool. They're great. Why do I have both of these? Hold on, I gotta remove this one. Sometimes I accidentally double add things. There we go. Better. But yeah, I have Justice League Unlimited. I have a lot of shit. I'm very proud of it. I know most people don't give a shit about physical stuff, and I don't expect them to. It's a niche hobby, but I enjoy it very much. I have Star Trek the original series, Star Trek the Next Generation, Star Trek the animated series, all the Star Trek movies, including the Kelvin timeline, Star Trek Enterprise. I want to get Voyager and Deep Space Nine, but those are only on DVD right now. Look at this. Oh god, what is it? Oh no, they're making another Leprechaun movie. If it doesn't have Warwick Davis, which it clearly doesn't, I have no interest. I own all the real Leprechaun movies, which are the ones with Warwick Davis. The TNG Blu-ray is amazing. It is. It's great. I don't think they're going to do Deep Space Nine, though, unfortunately, or Voyager, because a lot of the effects in that are... They didn't film them using actual models. A lot of it's CG, and the CG is aged terribly. Personally, I don't care. Put it out as is. I don't need you to upgrade, you know, the CG, but I just want them on Blu-ray. Rachology says, Hannah striding into her home theater room come the apocalypse.
Nothing in the world can stop me now!
Sarcasm69, thanks for 2 months, says, been lurking on YouTube since the TBR days. Love your perspective and sense of humor. Thank you for entertainment. Well, thanks for watching. Not enough money made from the TNG sales. Well, that sucks. Eventually, I'll try and get the DVDs then, just because I really like Deep Space Nine. I actually have never sat through all of Deep Space Nine. But I like it, and I'd like to, and I wish I could do it on Blu-ray. Just be careful that I don't break my glasses. There was time now! No, I think the bigger issue will be when all the power goes out, and marauders come to kill me. Is there a link where you can see my collection? Can I just link this page? Probably. Does that work? Let me know if that link works. I don't know how Blu-ray.com works very well. I only recently got this. It did? Okay. Well, there you go. You can look at my collection if you want. Cool. Hawthorne with 100 bits says, just got home from work because my car broke down. Ended up pushing it down the main student drag to jump start at 11 p.m. Time to cheer myself with some foil. Hats off. We don't do hats off on tinfoil days because I'm already wearing so much stuff. So save those for another day. I'm also a member of the Disney Movie Club. Hydrate. So if anyone wants my referral link so I can get some free movies, let me know. What's the Disney Movie Club? Basically you promise to buy at least like 5 full price movies from them over the course of 2 years, and when you sign up you get 4 movies for $1. I think they also send you a movie every month. You can choose opt out of it. It's kind of like the Columbia Records thing. I'm a collector, so I don't mind, and they have good deals on some stuff and special collectibles that you can only get through them. But it's definitely not for everyone. I wouldn't really recommend it to the vast majority of people. But if someone's already going to do it, ask for my code. And I will do it, and then I will get free movies. Isn't this one of those scams? It is if you don't plan on buying a lot of Blu-rays. But I buy a lot of them. Peter's mental state at this point.
You think you've got problems, mate? I'm the boomerang that doesn't come back.
That tracks. Radiology says, Babylon 5 scanned films to 1080p whilst leaving their CGI at standard def, and it's actually not jarring as most of the CGI at the time was a small percentage of shows and limited mostly to establishing shots. Yeah, I wish they'd do that. Morok says, yeah, Movie Club is the only way I can get a copy of Black Hole and Return to Oz. Yes, they do exclusives. That was the only way I could get a Goofy movie on Blu-ray. And I love a Goofy movie. Morok says, I like the ultimate run of Spider-Man with a few exceptions. The Clone Saga, while better than the Amazing run, is still awful, with MJ becoming Red Goblin and Carnage Gwen. But Norman realizing he killed his son, begging Captain Danvers to shoot him, was pretty powerful. But the series died for me when it was revealed that in Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man #1 that Peter and Norman became immortal demigods. Wow, okay. I have not read as far into Ultimate Spider-Man as you. Chaos is Your Friend says, Blu-ray and DVD players will eventually go in the way of VHS players. Fun fact, there are 0 VCR manufacturers anywhere in the world now. I'll figure something out. I'll stock up on Blu-ray players if I have to. The Void Tuber, thanks for, thank you for rating. Welcome, raiders. Go check out the Void Tuber. H. Baird says, Deep Space Nine and Voyager not getting upscaled isn't because of CGI, it's because the next-gen Blu-rays didn't sell well. Boo! Crimson Death 611, thanks for 9 months, says, need to make dinner, but gonna listen to you in the background. Thanks for 9 months. That's a sub-baby. This sub-baby's name is going to be Dirk Diggler, since I'm looking at the Boogie Nights Blu-ray. Dirk Diggler. Here's yours. Quantum Leap. Good choice. Recently added to collection. Where can I just see? I just want to see. I want to compare. We gotta measure collection size. Oh yeah, I'm friends with you on here. You added me. Collection. 809 movies. Fuck. You beat me by like 300. Lily Love Stuff says, but you can't get Song of the South still. I mean, I got my bootlegged copy stripped from a VHS from the Czech Republic, yeah. You gotta go, bootleg. Sequel to Leap is coming. There have been rumors. I don't think it was officially confirmed. If it was, I'd be very happy. I love Quantum Leap. Steve with the Q says, Hannah, Plinkett calling lightning fast Blu-ray repair in 20 years. How do you add friends? I don't know. I only added one person who sent me a friend request. So, is Song of the South an interesting watch? No. It's mostly boring. Let me see. VHS player. The thing is, VHS was kind of a shit format in the first place. There's a good, like, I get it. Like, even now, look, you can get VHS players. They're just kind of expensive. And you can get the combination DVD VHS players. I think there'll be at minimum boutique places that still make Blu-ray players and 4K Blu-ray players for a long time. Kind of similar to, they still make record players, you know? Scott Bakula confirmed it last week. Oh my god, if that's true, I'm gonna come on stream. Oh god, if I could see fucking Quantum Leap. It's so sad that Dean Stockwell died. It would have been so nice to see him again, but I get it. He had retired anyway. But records can hold value. You think movies don't hold value for collectors? Sky Comet Fallen says, Song of the South is mostly racist. Hydrate. Sorry, I'm seeing what H. Baird said. I wish you could see the thing people are replying to in the same one, kind of like on Discord. Anyway, we should get into the actual conspiracy stuff. Get your bingo cards ready. Nick becomes stream boss, says yoink. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to get into is something a little different. Normally we watch a lot of videos on Tinfoil Tuesday and make fun of them. But right now, I got something special. I showed some of you earlier on stream, but if you were just getting here, this is something I ordered from Amazon. It's still available if it's something that interests you. It's written by Giovanna DeSantis. No relation to DeSantis, I would guess, based on the different spelling. And it's a hardcover book, which I was surprised that this came in hardcover. Poetry in the time of Trump, Q, COVID, and the Great Awakening, as we waited for truth and disclosure. This is a book written by a QAnon believer, full of their poetry about QAnon. So let's dive right in and take a look at, there are 91 poems in here. We're only going to get to some of them. Obviously, we're not reading many. But I did want to share a little bit of this with you. Now, if you're looking for a rhyme scheme, bad news. This is more spoken word than rhyming poetry. There's not really an A-B or any sort of rhyme scheme. Occasionally, there'll be random rhymes, but there's no real rhyme or reason to the rhymes, if you know what I mean. So let's take a look. We'll just look at some random ones and see where the insanity goes. Poem number 28. Lament of silent voices who said nothing when it mattered. Nightmarish dreams and daydreams that are potentially volcanic. Visions just under the surface. The sensitive awaken, screaming in panic. Human trafficking profits have surpassed drug and weapons running. God's people are not commodities. Stealth perpetrators are very cunning. Blood money, shell companies, numbered accounts, this is gigantic. Modern-day slavery, Trump ruined their plans and tries to expose the maniacs. The secret glue that holds Hollywood, government, and business together. A huge pedophilia ring, purity stolen, captured childhood, CNBC says nothing. Back chambers, taste for drug trafficking profits, exposure would be epic. Worldwide pedophilia rings broken up, code of silence, epidemic. See what I mean, how randomly it does rhyme? Seems kind of weird. MS-13 snatched children off the streets. Nice bounty while we were sleeping. Thousands of children disappear each day, yet there's no one speaking. Whisked far away, sold and resold, guerrilla warfare tactics. Become negotiable instruments, battered, bruised, bleeding, unapologetic. Unbelievably, Ruth Bader Ginsburg suggested the age of consent be 12. Horrifying! I don't know where that claim's coming from. I can't really speak to the veracity of that claim, but I'm gonna put doubt. I'm gonna put asterisk doubt on that particular claim. Hold on, I'm gonna take the headphone out while I do this because I don't need to be wearing it. Abortion lowered every bar. Sanctity of life, disregard God's own genetics. Undiscovered masterpieces deserve our protection, each child unique and authentic. Right up until birth, painful dismemberment, we must end this suffering. Stop at adamant and perverse justifications. God will never sanction child killing. Just so you know, there is a part in the Bible, in the Old Testament, where God literally explains how to do an abortion if your white wife cheats on you. You can Google it, just so you know. It's weird that these people seem to have never actually read the Bible, even though they use it to justify all their actions. It's interesting. Black market babies of profitable crop, smuggling children, heartless and tragic, child sex trafficking, tourism to Ukraine, hidden from the public, utterly barbaric. Kickbacks spread around the world to maintain secrecy, really stunning, household names protected, clandestine deals underground, CNN says nothing. People are going to get bingo in the first minute, I know, right? Jeffrey Epstein knew the weakness of many men, and some women too, was pornographic. Every sexual taboo allegedly filmed on his island of thrill seekers and fanatics. It's a secret club. We're not in on it. They do the most unimaginable things. Innocent blood is their currency. Youthful adrenochrome from them is everything. Let's take a break and take a look at some bit messages while we're in the middle of this poem. Morok with 100 bits says, I mean, VHS kind of sucks, but there are a few series that I feel the low quality adds to the effect. Retro Cyberpunk series, Serial Experiments, Lane, I have on VHS and Blu-ray. The Blu-ray's picture is almost too clean. It's a gritty, grungy series, and the low picture quality with stretch lines of VHS almost works better. From a visual standpoint, Procogam says it rhymes if you decode the secret messages. Overthought says, a regular B.S. Eliot. God damn it. That's better than any joke I'm going to tell today. Nick says, this reminds me of this old FARC headline. Principal caught say of school that has stopped handstanding. See, told you so. Is he dead or not? CNN says, yes. St. Pete times looking for Chads, or hello, I am right single to salute and wait for answers again. Am I having a stroke? Tucker White says Maya Angelou and Walt Whitman ain't got shit on these Q poems. Sky Comet Fallen says, what's the core of this poem? You have to take a central point to circle around. This is not a poem, it's a stream of thoughts. Oh, you're gonna love the rest of them then. They're all this. Briar Rose 1984, thanks for 13 months, says, thanks for all the content and commentary. Hope the next year is even better. Tucker White says, by the way, here's a quick list of times God's okay with killing crotch goblins. Yeah, God literally sends bears to kill children at one point in the Bible because they called a guy bald who was bald. Someone posted it. Oh shit, they did greenlight a Quantum Leap reboot. Fuck yes. Steve with the Q says, are you sure this wasn't just written by an AI trained with QAnon posts? I'm sure. Alright, let's continue. Vampire bloodsuckers, the lengths they go to torture children sweet and angelic. Cannibals devour God's people like bread, never look, it's disgusting and graphic. Pedophilia, church priests exposed, blamed on celibacy, most still believing. Systematic evil, satanic rituals in the catacombs, the Vatican says nothing. The cult of Moloch sacrificed little children to this demon throughout history. Horrific, alive and well, not just ancient Bible stories feed his power, so pathetic. Depraved cult followers receive great wealth and earthly power. The exchange is sickening. Rats and roaches must be prosecuted. Consent through ignorance is the same as agreeing. We must not allow our children to be defiled and killed. It is just satanic. Their blood cries out on our hands if we do nothing. Listen to the prophetic. Children are the purest form of human life. Our hope gives future meaning. Choose this day. Whom will we serve? Why are so few questioning? Maybe because you're fucking crazy. That could be why. Where did the children go? Are we willing to protect the vulnerable and keep evil in check? Trump fought for God in plain sight. He stepped into a world of havoc. Speak up. Be counted. Holocausts still happen. We've been too silent through conditioning. Warrior protectors outnumber the scum. Let's pray and leave the wicked trembling. Use our voices to defeat the monster in our midst. This problem is titanic. Life is sacred and fragile. We have a duty to God and we're patriotic. Men, women, babies are our national treasure. Let's save them with rejoicing. See them loved, warm, nourished, and safe. Chosen and cherished. Lives worth living. That's one poem. That's one fucking poem in this book. Good lord. It's just rants in semi-poetic form. It's QAnon rants, but in spoken word poetry. It's insane. I gotta read you the foreword in this too, because it's pretty enlightening. This is the dedication, actually. Here's the dedication. Yeah, that was one poem. That was all one. There's 91 in this book. Dedication. With gratitude to my daughter, Christina Bellina, the family member who did not scold. Which implies to me that a lot of her other family members did not approve of the writing of this book, or found it strange. Many thanks to my dear friend Cynthia, my best beta reader and encourager, who listened to poems in their many revisions read aloud during our frequent 6:30 a.m. phone calls. Who's on the phone at 6:30 a.m., you goddamn psycho? With appreciation to our 35th and 45th presidents, John Fitzgerald Kennedy and Donald John Trump, who knew what they were getting into and did it anyway, out of the love for every American and for this great nation. A big thank you to Q and non-classified military information Q drops that encouraged us to, quote, dig deeper. Thanks to all Anons and other fellow truth seekers who support one another as we tried to find the truth. To the millions of normies. This book has the word normies in it. To the millions of normies for whom disclosure will come out of nowhere and shock them, I'm sorry for your pain and disillusionment. I wrote this little poetic time capsule for you, to help you see the light that you were not quite ready to see. Soon there will come a day of no more denial, and we truth seekers are here to hold your hands and commiserate. Afterward, we will walk into a brand new world, the one God intended for us, together. So she legitimately thinks, that, like, this is gonna be some big book after it all comes out, when the storm happens, and that, like, people who didn't, understand will be coming to her and being like, you understood and you're such an amazing poet, thank you. It's pretty funny. Let's read the last poem. We'll dip into this, I think, from time to time on stream, just because I find it interesting. Let me do some bit messages first. Real Rad Hum says, genuinely surprised by the free-form beat stylings of Jack Kerouac. Rachology says, Poetry Cleanse. Poetry from the Aztec Empire is recorded in the Florentine Codex. Recommended poem 2. Flowers are our only garments. Let me see. Flowers are our only garments. Only songs make our pain subside. Diverse flowers on earth. Oh hooya. Perhaps my friends will be lost. My companions will vanish when I live down in that place. I Yoyantzin, ahoye, in this place of song and life giver, ahoye, ahoye. I'm sure I'm butchering this, I apologize. Does no one know where we are going? Do we go to God's home, or do we live only here on earth? Ah, ahoya, let your hearts know, O princes, O eagles and jaguars, that we will not be friends forever, only for a moment here, then we go to life giver's home. Ahoya, ahoya. Interesting. What else? Nick with 45-bit says, also, friendly reminder that the Boston Bruins are retiring Will O'Ree's number tonight, the first black NHL player. Tucker White says, at least these Q-fucks acknowledge priests effing children. What's your excuse, Francis? Ashy Boo says, I forgot this was supposed to be poetry for a second. It just sounded like delusional ramblings. I mean, they're not mutually exclusive. Sky Comet Fallen says, who's on the phone at 6:30 a.m.? Adderall abusing meth heads? Ashy Boo says, even if QAnon people were right, when we all found out about it, they'd definitely be assholes about it, for not to mention wanting any of us dead, not holding our hands or whatever nonsense, yeah. Okay, let's look at the last poem. Why Democrats Lost 2021. I don't know if she means 2020, but she wrote Why Democrats Lost 2021. Parenthood is the highest undertaking. Dedication, sacrifice, and being present. Parents have felt too secure, surrendering their authority to schools and to the government. Around the country, teachers tried to prohibit parents from overhearing computer learning. Some wanted a ban. Parents finally got a bird's eye view of what children were being taught when Zoom classes began. McAuliffe said, I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach. Parents do not consent. It only takes a moment to change a thought. Parents started waking up. And that was the pivotal moment. Merrick Garland set up dedicated lines for reporting to criminalize traditional parenting, curb freedom of speech, fear the government, snitch lines to report parents who attend school board meetings. Okay, so, no, that line was set up for the QAnon people and anti-vax people who are literally going to school board meetings and threatening members of the boards, like threatening their lives and saying, I will kill you if you do this, if you make mask mandates or vaccine mandates, I will kill you, which is a terroristic threat. Loudoun County knew all along of a transgender R-word of a 14-year-old in the girls' school bathroom. The superintendent lied, knew the day it happened. Emails proved he was wrong. Hidden, he assumed. I have no idea what she's referring to here. Countrywide outrage, covering up his failures to report to the public is a crime. Schools are also lying about teaching white racist curriculum, critical race theory, meantime, prices up, gas, energy, used trucks and cars, higher by double digits, also food, clothing, and transportation. The media drives false narratives away from real-life problems, give less important things all of the attention. What twisted minds concocted white privilege, supremacy, rage, terrorism, and white fragility. Oh yeah, this doesn't strike me as white fragility at all. cast aspersions and assumptions we don't love or want to be loved by all races or be neighborly. Shouts of privileged, enraged, superior, fragile terrorists, they disparagingly call us out, paint an accurate picture of what the shouters themselves are. Inversion is what they are really all about. Chaz was occupied last summer in ultra-liberal Seattle. Their newly elected city attorney is a Republican. Laugh. Out of office. Minnesotans who want to defund the police choose to put an end to it as soon as it began. James Carville is a rare liberal voice who tells it like it is, said, stupid wokeness is to blame. Out of context, poignant quips defund the police lunacy, need to go to a woke detox center. They're insane. Pull the pin and watch the grenade go off. Let them destroy themselves in Virginia was a Youngkin strategy. Wokeness is a problem and everyone knows it, but they don't want to say it out loud, said he. The silent majority is no longer silent. Parents are pulling their children out of schools. Moderate voters of both persuasions are sick and tired of far-left mask and vaccine progressive rules. Thank God for Mama and Papa Bears, irrespective of voting history, have come out of hibernation. Awakened, they are putting the brakes on teaching CRT, gender fluidity, and saying no to indoctrination. The most profound gift we can give our children is protection of their future from each and every parent. Our power is in numbers. It is up to all of us stand up against evil to keep all children safe and content. Unless they're trans, apparently. Then they can't be content. Ashy Boo says, even if QAnon people were right, when we all... Oh, I read that one. Sorry. Probably Cthulhu says, Hannah mentions cheese. Did I? Meek says, the person she referred to wasn't even trans. Gotcha. Lily Love Stuff says, OMG, it was a cis guy who R-worded a girl in the classroom in Loudoun County. I'm from the county over. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tucker White says, yeah, let me tell you why Dems lost in 2021. The Biden administration did fuck all to help families in dire financial straits and all but force children to return to in-school learning in the midst of a pandemic. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I agree. H. Baird says, have you seen the new Republican conspiracy theory that the government is refusing to give white people COVID vaccines? They must really need their voters to stop intentionally getting sick. Hey, they can do what they want. I'm at that point. Ray Geology says 91 poems of I'm not bothered, actually. Yeah. Oh, they were trying to get me to say cheese? Yeah, that doesn't count. If I'm just reading your thing, it doesn't count. That's probably enough for today. I just wanted to... No, I'll read one more. I'll read one more because this one's title is pretty good. It's called Paul Revere's Minutemen Meet Flynn's Digital Soldiers. We'll read this and then we'll move on. Listen, my children... Oh, God. She's cribbing from... She's cribbing from Paul Revere's Ride. Oh, no. Thanks, Henry Longfellow. Listen, my children, and you shall hear. Bribes worked so well for years and years. For those who don't know, this is an allusion to the famous poem about Paul Revere. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. It's a quite famous poem written about that historical event. Listen, my children, and you shall hear. Bribes worked so well for years and years. Stopped getting their way, the crazy banshees aimed for mass casualties to start World War III. This is the closest to an actual rhyme scheme we got, and it's probably because she stole it directly from another poem. One if by land, two if by sea, stolen nuclear bombs, Colorado, Kansas for scene. Destroy legacy, trust, and land records 2 centuries. Would blame Iran for the toxic debris. Centuries and debris, that's not even Emily Dickinson would be like, that's a little too slanted. I'm not feeling that one. Ready to ride and spread the alarm, courageous men and women right to keep and bear arms. MLK Day, gun rally, Virginia, impeachment trial the next day, the mother of all false flags, deplorables locked away. Oh, no, she lost it. She lost the rhyme scheme. The sound of arms and the tramp of feet, symbolic bullet pens, impeachment, Pelosi's elite conceit. Has Virginia Northam of abortion blackface infamy found a way to trap the nation's patriot infantry? Okay, so the rhyme's back. Lonely and spectral and somber and still, by any means necessary guns, veterans they'd kill. No fair play, different set of rules, deep state devotees have us trapped in an orbit that we cannot see. The fate of a nation was riding that night. Minutemen, ride your computers and Twitter tonight. Mirror, pretend MAGA patriots would be in disguise, sent by wickedness in high places to assure our demise. And so through the night went his cry of alarm. Stay away, it's a setup, many of you may you come to no harm. Protect your loved ones in your community. Save strength to fight evil with your longevity. A cry of defiance and not of fear. Intercepted bombs to coincide with protests. Threat no longer severe. How dare they defame Martin Luther King Day? Not redcoats, but turncoats, traitors who betray. In hour of darkness and peril and need, favorite pastime of deep state, escalate war and make us bleed. Look here, not there, they kept us distracted. We fight with prayer as God's children, the good news will be spread. So again, written by a QAnon believer, it's absolute rambling nonsense. Those are some excerpts. It's quite funny. It just comes off as incredibly delusional. Surprise. Again, that's Poetry in the Time of Trump, Q, COVID, and the Great Awakening by Giovanna De Sanctis. Creepy cover. Not gonna lie. Very strange. Let's move on. Felix Night Owl says, protect our children, but no child tax credit, no child health insurance program, and no public tuition, but protect them from knowledge of our racist history. Narnania Owl says, the vaccinated are coming, the vaccinated are coming. Hydrate. Tucker White says, fun fact, Paul Revere was a Federalist, so he'd have hated much of what Trump stood for. Not really that it really fucking matters what a dead guy would think. January 13th. It's been 30 years. This is just, I need to read this. This is about the Quantum Leap reboot. Synopsis reads, it's been 30 years since Dr. Sam Beckett stepped in the Quantum Leap Accelerator. Now a new team is assembled to restart the project in the hopes of understanding the mysteries behind the machine and the man who created it. Okay. God, I really hope this happens. I love Quantum Leap. Anyway. So, Peter is doing bad. Peter's doing bad. Peter is still on his conspiracy kick. Surprise. Not only that, but Peter has actually worsened to the point that, you know, I'm just gonna play it and we will check it out. We'll check the bingo card after this one. I just want to keep it moving. I'll check the bingo card after this video.
Welcome back, Patriots. It's your optimistic Trump supporter here, and I have a message directly from Trump. You're going to find this in the last 2 pages of the...
He cracked out the whiteboard for this one, so you know he's nailing it. Actually, is he filming a computer screen? I think he's filming a computer screen.
New book that Trump's selling. It says, America, our journey continues. Together, we will take our country back. We will win. Wow.
How does he find new ways to come off as incredibly strange, the way he films things in every video? The last one he started right here, so close to the camera. Now he's even closer, and he's, like, flipping the thing around, and the lighting's weird.
Can you believe it, guys? Sorry I have to adjust the camera like that. I am just trying to get the video done. So this is really exciting for many reasons. Other than the fact this is like the 100th time he said it. Okay, I'm exaggerating. 50th time he said something like this. Either, written or in public statements or speeches or what have you. He's been saying this optimistic message. We will win, we will win, we will win, we are...
Peter, he's a politician. He's a public figure, and he plans on running in 2024. He wants to hype people up. He's a hype man. It's his job.
Winning. It's all going to work out. Our brightest days are just ahead in the very near future. All this good stuff that we want to hear. And it's important because even if he says it in one rally, that doesn't reach the entire base. So it's important that he makes it crystal clear that we are on the winning team, we are winning, and we can have faith that it's all going to work out. So I'm very excited about this, guys, and I hope that you guys are excited as well because we are winning. And let me give you 2 examples. So
I just noticed Peter's wearing a bullet necklace. He certainly has a theme going on, doesn't he? Let's do some of these bit messages real quick. Blackwing Hackety says, as a proud Bostonian, screw that lady. Tucker White says, I think Hannah's capitalism chip malfunctioned for a second, given that scam Freudian slip. Mystic Millennial says, there's a childlike innocence in Peter that is extra sad. Nick says, wow. And Tucker White says, come on, Peter, it's not a hard to film the screen. I just figured out Hypercam in 2010 when I was a sophomore in high school. Hey, Rin.
There is a lot of brainwashing going on, and there's a lot of attacking our bodies going on.
I would agree that there was a lot of brainwashing going on, Peter, but I think we would disagree about who was being brainwashed.
Basically, our bodies and minds have been poisoned by the deep state, and the good news is that Team Trump has been curing us very methodically. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Methodically.
And
have I seen Battlestar Galactica? Great sci-fi show? No, I haven't. I plan on it. Was that Robert D. Moore? He did some good episodes of Star Trek TNG, if I remember correctly.
the way they've been curing our mind is by reprogramming us in this information war with different tools, mostly digitally, you know, through this messaging and these campaigns. And I think you guys know a lot of different ways that we've been reprogrammed.
Yes, deep state on bingo.
And this is causing a great awakening. We are waking up from this spell that deep state has put on us. I can't speak on behalf of you guys, but me personally, I have awakened thanks to Team Trump. I am awake. I am finally fully aware of what is going on, of the influences on my mind, the programming, what's been blasted, all the noise. And it's so refreshing to be out of the Matrix. I'm going to make a very big video on the new Matrix movie. I think it's a white hat movie. So many good quotes in it.
I still haven't seen the new Matrix movie, so I can't speak to any of his claims on the new Matrix movie. Nick says, the biggest tool, of course, being Donald Trump.
But basically, it talks a lot about politics without talking about politics. And basically...
Misunderstanding the trans allegory in the Matrix on bingo? You know what? Sure.
If you are...
Is he wearing a crystal? No, that's a bullet. Is that better or is it worse that it's a bullet? He's wearing a bullet necklace.
Listen to, you know, Fox News or listen to CNN or listen to MSNBC and all these things. Or listen to Biden and you're just gobbling it up. You are...
Peter, why do you think we listen to Biden like you listen to Trump? I don't even like Biden. I think Biden's doing a dog shit job. He's basically given up completely on any sort of federal COVID response. He went back on his promise to cancel student debt. Like, he's dog shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad I voted for him. I think he's better than Trump. But he's doing a bad job, and he's probably going to lose in 2024 because of it, unless he changes a lot of stuff. Yasmin Way, thanks for 13 months. And by the way, I do understand that he's working with a Congress with, like, multiple Democratic senators that are dog shit that won't actually do their job and are voting against the best interests of the American people, which I expect from Republicans. But, you know, Manchin and Sinema are being big pieces of dog shit. So I understand that to an extent, you know? But he said, and he claimed during the election, like, he's going to cancel student debt unilaterally using executive powers. He hasn't even tried. Now he says he's not even going to do it. So that's a fuck him on that one. And the other stuff.
By definition, in the Matrix. And if you're awakened to the fact that all this programming is being pushed on us to get us to behave in a certain way, then you are out of the Matrix. And if you are totally a free thinker and you can tell all these...
Guys, it's not a crystal, it's a bullet. This guy come up fall and says, fuck Joe Biden. Unlike Chuds, we actually have the guts to say it.
Programs and how they're influencing your thoughts.
Is there any help we can send? This is getting scary. No. What are we going to do? Guys, Peter's in his 30s. He has family around him. He's married. He has kids. Child Protective Services have already checked in and said they don't see anything actionable. So it is what it is.
Consciously and subconsciously, and you're a huge Trump supporter, and you're fully aware of what's going on politically, it could be said that you are out of the Matrix in the sense that, in my opinion, the Matrix movie is a symbol for what's happening. I don't think it's literal, but I'll get into that.
Peter has cracked the amazing code that the Matrix is symbolic of something. That's a high IQ move right there.
Review later. I think that we have been put into a matrix of the mind, and Trump is curing our mind.
It still worries you that he has kids? I mean, it worries me too, but I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. I have no power.
By reprogramming us, and we can stop. And what's super duper exciting is, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Stop getting so close to the camera.
Truth Social. And this is the reason I'm so excited about it. A lot of people are waking up, and the trust in Biden is going down, down, down. I think I saw a poll today. It was like, what was it? 17% of people trust Biden on.
Tucker White says if Biden had a backbone, he'd bring Manchin into his Oval Office, lock the door, and tell him unless he plays ball, we're going to go after your daughter for all the illegal shit she's doing as the CEO of Mylan. I don't know anything about that. Nick says, I can't wait until the 21st of February to see how dog shit Truth Social is. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
COVID and like his...
Did he give a percentage? I missed it if he did. No, that's not a confidence interval. He's talking about a poll he saw.
Biden is going down, down, down. I think I saw a poll today. It was like, what was it? 17% of people trust Biden on COVID, and like his approval rating is just like, so think about it for a second, right? So if people are trusting the narrative less, CNN, their prime time, which is when, you know, they get the most money, and the last year has gone down, the amount of viewers and their prime time where they make the most money has gone down 94%. Oh my, you kidding?
I find that claim interesting because it tells me Peter has no way of contextually thinking. That doesn't surprise me. Peter, last year at this same time, what was going on that would maybe cause people to be tuning into CNN and other news networks at a higher rate? Could it be that we just had a presidential election? Could it just be that we had more political engagement than in any election in American history, and that a sitting president was denying that he lost an election that he lost, and then there was an insurrection attempt? Yeah, I'm not surprised they had almost doubled the viewers last year at this time. Shit was fucking crazy. Same thing happened to my channel. During all that stuff, I had the highest views I've ever had on Twitch. Don't get me wrong, I still continue to grow, you know? I know he said 94%, which is almost 100% more, which would be almost double. What was I saying? Oh, so I've continued to grow, but like that January was just nuts. Everyone was like watching political Twitch during that time. It was absolutely insane. So I imagine the same goes for more traditional cable news media and stuff like that.
Kidding me? In a year. So people are not watching the news anymore, way less. They're not being...
It's not an election year, Peter. Or at least, you know, the last year hasn't been.
Brainwashed by all that deep state stuff. We are awakening, but at the same time, a lot of these people are hungry for truth. They want red pills. Give me red pills. Give me red pills. I want red pills. But... a lot of these people are hungry for truth. They want red pills. Give me red pills. Give me red pills. I want red pills. But Where do you get them? Not on Wikipedia. Wikipedia censored, YouTube censors, Twitter censored, Facebook censored, Google censored, everything's censored. So where are you going to get your red pills? So they're hungry for truth. And where are they going to get the truth, huh? Because as much as people try to put the truth out, it gets censored. So there is so much hunger for truth because the narrative they've been...
Yeah, Wikipedia doesn't censor. Wikipedia is curated by Wikipedia editors who are volunteers who, as I understand it, there's a lot of Wikipedia editor drama bullshit, especially on contentious pages, but they do a good job. I think you would consider censoring just removing incorrect information, because, you know, he's incorrect about most things about reality. Nerdindy Owl says his own views have probably tanked even worse than CNN or anyone else's, funnily enough. Yeah, maybe. Rageology says, I started watching you at that time. I came for the chudge, stayed for the tinfoil. Chaos, as your friend says, we need a too close for comfort square on the bingo card.
Been pushing is not believed anymore. And so where are we going to get this truth from? Truth Social. Mark my words. Truth Social will become the #1 website in the world for acquiring the truth, because the truth will not be attacked there. Truth will be supported, boosted, fueled to the maximum there. And that's important because with a whole bunch of people who are confused, they don't know what to believe, but they don't really believe the narrative, and they really want those red pills, they're going to end up on Truth Social, and they're going to just stumble on red pill, until they wake up and they get out of the matrix. Truth Social is literally going to unplug possibly hundreds of millions of people from the matrix. So
hundreds of millions of people. Peter, why would people use Trump's social media site if they weren't already fans of Trump and weird Trump conspiracy theories? Like, at best, people are gonna go and post a bunch of furry porn to troll people like you. Which will be funny, and I'm sure it'll be full of Trump supporters, but it's also gonna be full of a lot of porn that gets posted by furries, I guarantee it.
Very, very exciting how this is curing their mind. But how is Trump curing our body? And that is interesting.
Oh god, this gets bad. This gets so bad, guys. Let me be clear. I do not endorse anything he says. Peter is not a doctor. Peter is not any sort of medical authority. Peter knows nothing about medicine. Peter is a rube who believes that weed is medicine for everything. He thinks it can literally cure almost any disease. He thinks it's a panacea. He is incorrect. He has no idea what he is talking about. And he is about to make some of the most absurd and dangerous claims I have ever heard. To the point that I am actually going to do something I've never done on Peter's channel, and I am going to report this video. I normally don't because Peter has a very small following. And I figure, you know, whatever. All he's doing is giving me content, and I don't think he's really harming anyone with how crazy he's being. This is one of the most harmful claims I've ever heard anyone make on the internet, i.e., or no, about COVID. I don't know which one I'm supposed to use. So, to be clear, I do not endorse any of this. I'm talking about this for educational purposes to talk about the dangers of conspiracy theories. Nothing he is about to say is true. Do not listen to him. Okay? Legal disclaimer. Disclaimed. Tucker White says, I can't wait for Truth Social's launch. It's either going to be a ghost town or full of gay porn.
Question to ask, and my opinion, I'm hearing some very interesting theories. I want to know what your thoughts are on this, but Omicron came out, right? And
I'll give you guys a link to report it to when we get to the point that's reportable.
What's interesting about Omicron, it is not a mutation of COVID.
It is a mutation of COVID. Omicron is a mutation of COVID-19. It is a variant of that virus. To be clear. Hydrate.
Not a naturally occurring variant of COVID.
It is. It is a naturally occurring variant. I guarantee it's not the last one we're going to see.
It is just boom, appeared out of nowhere. And what's interesting about Omicron is that, from what I can tell, it hasn't really, it hasn't killed a single healthy person that I'm aware of.
That is factually incorrect. There are some anecdotal reports that Omicron may be milder. However, it is much more spreadable. It spreads much more easily. Many people have died of Omicron, mostly unvaccinated people. Please get vaccinated. Take this seriously. Peter is an idiot who gets all his information from crazy conspiracy websites. And by the way, guys, this isn't even the crazy claim I'm worried about yet. Prepare.
Maybe it's killed someone who is really, really sick, supposedly, but it hasn't killed anyone that I'm aware of scientifically, and definitely not any young person. Very mild.
Dead children. Omicron variant. How many children have died from the Omicron 19 variant? Let's see, in the United States, that's about percentage of children. Where's the, just give me the answer. Led to a record-breaking increase in pediatric hospitalizations, especially among young and unvaccinated children. Around 824 children are being hospitalized each day in the U.S., up to around 62% from last week, or up around 62% from last week. For children under 5 who are not able to get the vaccine, the rate of hospitalization is doubled what it was a month ago. Georgia is one of more than 20 states that have over 8% of their hospitalization beds filled. 22 children with COVID under their care. On January 5th, that number was 118. Deaths are not reported by variant strain, and thus knowing the number of fatalities in children from Omicron is not possible. Since the 11th of December, tragically 9 deaths have been reported amongst people younger than 15. So we don't know based on variant, apparently. But children are still dying from COVID, Peter, you absolute monster. You know, kids like you have. Your kids are unvaccinated because you refuse to vaccinate them? Because in my opinion, you're a bad parent?
Symptoms, but it's extremely contagious. But supposedly, I mean, guess
Here comes the claim. This is gonna be it.
what I'm hearing, I can't totally verify it, but they're calling Omicron a vaccine, because if you get Omicron, they're claiming that you will become immune to like 30 or 40 different types of COVID.
This is untrue! This is untrue! This is a lie! Peter is wrong! Do not catch COVID! Do not get Omicron intentionally! I have a really, really, really bad feeling that Peter is gonna try, and this is just something I'm afraid is going to happen. I am so afraid that Peter is going to intentionally try and get himself and his children infected with COVID because he now thinks that Omicron is a medicine. He goes on to say that literally in a little bit, by the way. He literally thinks not only will it give you vaccination status, which it absolutely does not, natural antibody response does not stay in your system the same way that the vaccines do. No, Peter, you stupid bitch. You stupid, stupid bitch. Absolutely not. Let's continue on.
And coronavirus is a flu, so it's almost like a vaccine that's going to spread worldwide and cure everyone.
The coronavirus is a coronavirus. It is not a flu.
Which is very, very interesting. And what's interesting about that is that we were told about 3 years ago, before the pandemic even started, by Team Trump, that the cure will spread worldwide. And at the time, I was like, what does that mean? A lot of people are like, what does that mean? They try to decipher what that meant, but they couldn't figure it out. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic hits, and everyone's like, what's the cure? How do we cure ourselves, right? What's going to happen? And then Omicron comes out, and then they're calling it a vaccine.
No one is calling it that, Peter. Let me be clear. No one is calling it that other than fucking crazy people. It is not. Peter, listen to me. No. You are wrong. You're getting scammed is at the point where you are going to harm your family. Stop.
I can't confirm this. I'm just saying what I've been hearing, and so there's people who are claiming on my side of the aisle that Omicron
Your side of the aisle is full of fucking crazy people that are waiting for JFK Jr. to rise from the goddamn dead, Peter. You are wrong.
could have been released by Team Trump, Team God, and it will spread worldwide, give everyone massive immunity, and that would kind of end the pandemic in its tracks because now we all have immunity to coronavirus A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
That's not how it works, Peter. That's not how it works.
all of them that were maybe going to come out. Who knows? So if this is an Omicron that's going to come out and it's going to give everyone immunity to all these coronaviruses, and it is the best thing ever, is literally a vaccine come out and it's going to give everyone immunity to come out. Who knows? So D, E, F, G, all of them that were maybe going to come out. Who knows? So
Here is the link to report this. It is literally at this timestamp. So just use this timestamp and report this video because Peter's going to get someone killed. Peter is going to kill someone and convince them that they need to go and get themselves infected because they think it's a good thing. He is wrong and he is going to hurt people. Please report this video. I'm going to do so right now. And I understand we all enjoy watching Peter. I get it. But he is harming people now. This has crossed a line where he is harming people. So at this point, we need to get his channel removed when he breaks TOS like this. I've been very nice with Peter. Now he is hurting people. Reported. Okay, let's finish this up. I know I have a bunch of bit messages, but I'm going to wait till the end of the video to finish them. Or to do them.
if this is an Omicron that's going to come out and it's going to give everyone immunity to all these coronaviruses, and it is the best thing ever, is literally a vaccine. It sounds like something that Team Trump referenced 3 years ago when they said the cure will spread worldwide. I don't know, I want to hear your thoughts on that. This is a common belief now among my community, and so it's very, very, very interesting that on one
Peter, your community are full of idiots. Your community are full of brainwashed idiots.
side, Team
Here's the link again. Hydrate.
Trump is curing our mind, red pilling us, the Great Awakening, right? And then on the other hand, you have Omicron that's giving us a ton of protection and healing our body, or at least protecting our body, I guess you could say. So in some cases, I can't go into detail about, but in some cases, it appears that Omicron can actually heal our body from certain damages of certain things. So it heals.
Peter literally believes that Omicron will heal your fucking body. It's a disease, Peter. That's the opposite of what it does.
Heals us, it protects us, heals us of some specific things. Like we have a ton of different COVID viruses or cold virus. It supposedly heals us from that, and then cures us from that, and then protects us from it. This is what's being said. I can't confirm or deny, but it's a very, very, very interesting theory, because I think that that was the purpose of all this. You know, this is a huge war. It's an information war, but the same.
Has anyone seen that John Doyle's store has been updated with a salty message? Let's see. Our store is closed for restocking. It will be reopened in 2022. We announced that we were taking the store down at the end of the year like 5 times, but leftists, people who claim to be against mega corporations, claim that they got our store taken down by Disney after trying to snitch on us for selling epic merch that was covered under fair use. That's not what fair use means, John, you stupid bitch. The store will reopen once we restock with new designs, but in the meantime, remember that every leftist is ugly and miserable without exception. So true. For questions regarding current orders, please contact us. I'm not mad, you're mad. Okay, John. Try not to do copyright infringement in the future, you dumb bitch.
Same time, this collateral damage, a lot of people are dying, and the question is, how is Team Trump going to protect us and save us? And it appears that on a software level, we are being awakened, and Truth Social is going to be the main, I guess you could say, operating system that is going to be implemented on Earth that will install new, fresh operating systems in people's minds worldwide. That's going to help clean them, give them back their free will, so that they can no longer be messed with to such.
What did I report the video as? Dangerous acts?
An extent where
He's just selling under the table then? Probably.
They're just being brainwashed by the media. And Truth Social is going to be that new operating system. Just a truthful operating system, clean. It's going to wipe away a bunch of the stuff that's been put in people's minds that's not true, and give them a bunch of truth so they can function well. And then there's
because you're functioning super well currently, Peter, clearly.
Maybe Omicron coming in and he's wiping away a bunch of other stuff. And then, you know, who knows, maybe medbeds are coming along too. So there's a lot of...
Believes in sci-fi technology on the bingo card. Peter, there's no such thing as medbeds. They're not a real thing. Not a thing.
Exciting stuff happening, and what's interesting is I said in my previous video the tides are turning, and then Rod Watkins came out and said, like, the tides are turning. So I think this is a feeling among the movement where the fact that Truth Social is coming out next month, and that Omicron's coming out, and people are being protected in mind and body, and everything's getting better, it does feel like the tides are turning. I'm very excited. So hopefully it's all going to work out. I have to get to something, so I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. God bless
Scary reminder that he has children just off camera.
you, and God bless America.
That's horrifying. Peter is, in my opinion, a really bad guy, and I don't think he is intentionally. I don't. I just think Peter is so ignorant that he is actively harming people, and that's why you should report that video. So that's it. That's Peter's thing. Really, really bad, really scary. Let's move on. Probably Cthulhu says, don't forget the minority of Trump-supporting furries. Pixels Falling says, that's it. Get him, Dale.
Look at you! You're part of a 12-headed jackass!
I can't play most of that, but I do like that clip. Adia Blue says, we already have a website where you can post anything, any image, and discuss any political content. It's called 4chan. Sky Come Up Fallen says, wait for it. This new free speech zone will be filled with Five Nights at Freddy's vor porn within 24 hours. Blackwing Hecate says, RE. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Felix Night Owl says, do you think that Truth Social will be just another blog site for Trump or an actual social media website? Also, do you see the conspiracy fucks growing in number from it? It's certainly possible. I think it's going to be an actual social media site. I think they actually accidentally posted a beta version and some people got in briefly. It does appear to be an actual social media site. It looks a lot like a Twitter clone, at least when we saw it before. And it's possible. If a bunch of Q crazy people get on it and rural Trump supporters get on it and then their kind of non-politically engaged friends hear about it and they're like, oh, well, my friends are on it, and they get on and they get exposed to the stuff, it absolutely could. It could be a huge super spreader site for crazy conspiracy nonsense. Pixels Falling says, nope, read that one, sorry. Pappy Hal says, I think a lot of people wish weed cured everything. Sadly, we ain't there. Still, legalize weed. H. Baird says, if you die of a virus, then you aren't healthy when you're dying of sickness. Checkmate, liberals. Rachology says, the Maria 4 wiped sweat from its brow, having finished smashing the red pill metaphor, whilst yelling death to binary identities at the top of its voice. There, says Matrix 4, no one will ever be able to misread the meaning of the Matrix again. Peter turns on camera and begins to speak. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, do you think part of what drives some anti-COVID types are fueled by a naivete, want to have super hyper-specific answers after a 5-second Google, like not being able to look up variant-specific deaths? It's possible. I'm not sure. Tea with Goblin says, ah yes, the best way to be immune from a deadly disease is to, checks notes, catch a deadly disease. Now hold still while I apply these therapeutic leeches. I dipped them in CBD oil so they're extra healing. Nick says, what's the cure? It's a band, Peter. It's a band. Narnia Owl says, if you die, you won't catch COVID either, but nobody would call that a vaccine. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub. Tea with Goblins with 100 bits says, this is also profoundly ableist. It presumes that everyone who catches it, who does not have underlying health conditions that could kill them or leave them with lifelong health conditions from long COVID. There are groups of anti-vaxxers here trying to encourage Omicron parties so that their kids can get it over with because it's not that bad. I'm generally an advocate for non-carceral justice, but these people need to be punished for their reckless selfishness. Dynamite Jellyfish says, just recovered from COVID. If I wasn't vaccinated, I was told I would have been very likely I would have died. This quote sums up Peter. The ramblings of a madman is dangerous, especially for those who listen. Nick with 45 bits says, okay, as a software engineer, the operating system part was more offensive than the Omicron claims. Getting closer to the end. Lily Love Stuff says, so Peter keeps saying information war, so Alex Jones fan confirmed? I think he was until Alex Jones talked shit about Trump recently. Portmanteau 12 says Peter has donkey brains. Ashy Boo says, I hope this baby doesn't catch COVID. COVID is so deadly to newborns, and if not deadly, it causes long-term brain damage and other whole body issues. I'm so scared for his children. I agree. Okay, we're caught up. Let's check out the bingo card real quick and post what we got. Do your own research. Word salad for the poetry. Satanic ritual child abuse for the poetry thing. Believe sci-fi tech actually exists. Bad parenting for Peter's stuff. Stromboli says, on a similar note, long COVID has a rate of 43%. Oof. Rough. Adrenochrome for poetry. You're right. Where is that one? Adrenochrome. There it is. Page 2. That's not how science works for Peter's whole bullshit. The deep state. Transphobia. QAnon was not claimed as a source. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't the poetry. You're right, you're right, you're right. Vampires. Doesn't understand the Matrix as a metaphor for being trans. No one shilled for gold or talked about 5D. What are you talking about? No, we talked about the ivermectin thing last time. It doesn't count just because he has to talk about it. Guys, give me numbers when you can, please. Public health measures compared to the Holocaust. Where's the is exasperated? I'm really bad at looking at big list of things. 54. Hello, FBI, is that a threat? Who threatened who? 58. Exasperated, sure. No, I didn't see thinly veiled anti-Semitism. Doesn't understand CRT from the poetry, true. God damn. Can the bingo cards be updated to have the numbers on the spaces? I cannot do that because it's done through a third-party website, which does not do that. No one said aliens. Even Peter didn't say aliens. Don't just say stuff, guys. It has to be something that actually happened. Cites fiction as fact. Okay, give me a number and why. Both in one, guys. 75 for Peter talking about COVID. My research said not by a researcher. Sure. Not 41. 48. QAnon claimed as a source. Germ theory for Peter not understanding Omicron. No, germ theory is a space for when people literally don't believe in germ theory. Could I have a moderator or someone keep track of bingo? Well, it's on my thing, though, so I can't share that with anyone. It's literally on my desktop. Like, it's not a website thing that I can do. This is, like, on my computer. Something is a false flag operation. That's not really what false flag means. False flag means, like, Reichstag fire. Okay. I think that's it. What's 63? No. She did not say germ theory is not real. Probably Cthulhu says 73. Really wants a civil war. That wasn't explicitly said, so no. 38 from John's message. John's thing wasn't even a tinfoil thing. No. Okay, that's it. Still no bingo. We got a lot of spaces. Surprising. There were no aliens in the poetry. No. We did mark the Matrix one. Okay, let me check something real quick. Yeah, we got vampires on the bingo card. I'm making my way towards 10,000 followers. I'm going to do a long stream when we get close. When we get within like 200 followers of 10,000, I think I'm going to do a stream-a-thon that's just like, I'm going to stream till I get to 10,000 followers. No, not hello FBI. How far are we from that right now? I'm at like 9,200 something. So, a couple months probably. Okay, let's do Nathan Thompson. Nathan Thompson is a flat earther who took... Oh boy, where do we know Nathan Thompson from? This is from a long time ago. He had a pretty famous video where he got arrested after he harassed a bunch of children on a school playground when he was trying to hand them flat earth pamphlets. He got arrested for that, of course, and now he isn't allowed near basically isn't allowed near that school anymore. Surprise. He quit flat earth for a while. He is anti-Semitic, yes. He's the same guy who got pranked by those people who made him wear a duck suit. He allegedly stole a bunch of money from his Flat Earth friends and is now a pariah from that community. So he dipped out for a while, but now he's back, spreading the good news of Flat Earth. So let's check him out as he talks to a captive audience. He literally just starts handing out pamphlets in a traffic jam like a crazy person.
You want a flyer? The Earth is flat. You gotta read this, bro. Super important. Can I ask you a question, Tim? Can I chat with you?
Don't bother this guy. He's driving somewhere with his dog. He doesn't want your shit.
You a
His 2 dogs.
military guy?
Sick 'em. Oh boy, what gave you that impression? Is it the military jacket that he's clearly wearing that says Army and his name on it?
No.
Nick says, bro.
No? Just wearing the camo? I got a dog in my car too, bro. Those your 2 best friends?
They're my companions, yeah.
Right on, he's my best friend, dude. He rolls with me everywhere. Right on, Will. So you don't want a Flat Earth flyer?
No.
Right on, you ever looked into Flat Earth?
No.
You don't think it's important to figure out where we live?
Not really, no.
That's the appropriate response to Nathan. Don't you care if the Earth is flat? No, I'm hanging out with my dogs.
What do you think's
True Sigma. This is true. He is the only Sigma male in existence.
important?
Life itself, probably.
Life?
Is he just stopping random cars? They're in a traffic jam. So he got out of his car during a traffic jam and is talking to people.
What about death? Is that important? Because it's a part of life.
Well, that's kind of a finality, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think any one of us is qualified to know exactly what that is.
Well, Jesus himself said, if you believe in me, you'll never die. You'll have eternal life.
Yeah, Flat Earth on the bingo card.
Here we come with the Bible bullshit.
Just believe.
Nathan literally edited in a person who makes fun of him into his own video. Nathan, why did you do that?
How cool is that? He didn't even say, give me your right arm. Walk on one leg the rest of your life. My burden is easy, my yoke is light. That's what he says. So I just wanted to share with you. Thanks for rolling down the window and chat with me, Tim, while we're here hanging out, dude. Have a great day at the beach, okay?
No one wants to deal with you. Go away.
I just want
Oh, God.
to give you a flat earth.
Based on the hoodie, I can tell that guy's already too high to deal with this.
Flyer, bro. It's a flyer. It talks about where we live, dude. They're lying to us about everything. NASA is a disinformation company. Oh, let me get this guy.
NASA is not a company, fun fact. NASA is a United States agency.
Too, bro. I gotta get him, man. He's been pulling over right away for me. This is a flat earth flyer. You ever met a flat earther? I always say everyone's a flat earther. I just know it. Most people don't know it yet. The creator said, you are my people. You're gonna know the truth.
Is Nathan even paying attention to if the traffic ahead is moving yet? Because what if he's the reason there's a traffic jam now?
He said, I'm not gonna put you on the earth and let you be deceived your entire life. Maybe up till you're 30 like me, you know.
Bittergrin says, NASA couldn't afford to spread misinformation if they wanted to. They can barely afford to tell the truth. Yeah, they have, I think NASA takes up 0.5% of the national budget. It's quite low, honestly. Their operating costs are exorbitant. So they don't get a ton of money for research and stuff like they used to back during the height of the space race. It's unfortunate. Now we basically outsource all that stuff to lowest bidder contractors like SpaceX, Boeing, and, Blue Horizon, whatever the Jeff Bezos bullshit dick rocket is. I forget the name of that company.
No, you're not even
Blue Origin, thank you.
30 yet. You're looking young, bro. Dude, you got a good job working for 23. You got nice shades. You're looking sharp, man. Yeah, for sure. You read your Bible or no? No. Right on, I'm telling you. Yeah, they lied to us about creation. So from Genesis 1, the creator's been telling the truth about everything, bro. About his son dying on a cross because we're weird sinners. I was young watching clubs. I don't do any of that crap anymore.
Did he bleep out the fact that he used to go to strip clubs?
So, he saved me, dude. I just want to share. You have a good day, all right, bro?
The only acceptable dick rocket is Big Money Salvia. Big Money Salvia got suspended from Twitch for saying the C word, didn't he? Unlike his first stream. Pyromancer says if he came up to me, I'd just hold down the horn.
Bro, I gotta get another flyer for your homie back there. See, you can spend...
Which C word? The one that's related to saltines? You might put them in your soup, if you know what I'm saying.
2 hours debating one person on modern day debate, and everyone in the chat has already made up their freaking mind.
It's almost like whether or not the Earth is flat has been a settled matter for millennia. Crazy. Vampires was on the bingo card, yes.
Or you can go out...
Yeah, guys, don't say it in chat either, otherwise I have to delete the comment.
...in nature, where people usually haven't even heard of it still.
You have a bingo? Let me see your card.
And share the truth about where we live. Let's get this guy. You my man.
Let us take a look. If so, this is the quickest bingo we've gotten in quite a while. Flat Earth, Adrenochrome, Deep State, Transphobia, Vampires. Yep, that's a bingo. Congrats. You indeed do win. I will write your name down on my bingo winner list. Congratulations. You can ask me whenever yours runs out, so you can redeem that, or if at some point you would like me to gift it to someone, just let me know. Just got to put your name on this master list. We'll call it a mistress list. Boom. Saved. Nice.
Man.
So that is the bingo winner for today. We can still play for fun, but that is the bingo winner. So that's the gift sub for today.
Bro, you pulled over for me so quick every time, dude. I appreciate that. I was trying to make the roadblock super hard, dude.
Good, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah, is that your buddy up there?
Yeah, dude.
He's cool, dude. Right on.
Wait.
Every time, dude. I appreciate that. I was trying to make the roadblock super hard, dude.
Good, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah, is that your...
Is Nathan literally blocking the road for everyone? Because it doesn't look like there's really a traffic jam up there. It kind of just looks like there's a car that's blocking everyone. I'm not saying that's definitely what's happening. I can't see up there all the way. I don't know. But can they not go around? It's double solid lines, so you're technically not supposed to. Nick says, wait, never mind, I forgot. Transphobia was Q Poet. Disregard that I just spent 90 cents admitting to being a moron.
Your buddy up there?
Yeah, dude.
He's cool, dude. Right on.
Dude.
You have a blessed day. I just want to give you a flyer. You have something to read, bro. Have you ever heard about Flat Earth?
But that's illegal? To be fair, Nathan also allegedly stole like $800 from some of his friends on a road trip they were on, so he's not above allegedly breaking the law.
Or looked at YouTube vid. I've been sharing it for 5 years, testing it for 5 years. If it wasn't even a resemblance of true, I promise you I wouldn't be getting out of my car at roadblocks, dude. I would not waste my time. Yeah, of course. Be blessed, bro. Service to men.
Is he literally admitting to blocking the road? He blocked the road? Oh, Nathan. Nathan, no. Nathan. Pyromancer says he could check when he ran back to his car.
Many leads to greatness is what Jesus said. Most people just worry about themselves all the time, bro. They're so freaking in their little bubble, in their phone, on the TV. It's just me.
That's why I'm up here. I just left San Francisco. I said, absolutely not. I can't do it.
Amen, bro. Yes! Isn't it great up here? Isn't it great up here? Bro, I've been reading a book about San Francisco. They have one of the giant, like, megawatt towers there. The book's called The Invisible Rainbow. If you message me on Instagram, I'll send you some info about it. But it talks about EMF, radar, ultrasound, cell phones. It's all literally killing the crap out of us. And then the food, bro. I've been vegan for 6 years. No gym in 10 years. I'm in the gym. I don't do.
I want to see a competition or a conversation between that vegan teacher and Nathan Thompson.
Sit-ups. This is like it's like a rock, dude. It's stupid, dude. What we're eating is poison. What we're watching is poison. I'm looking for people like you out there, bro. You're awesome, dude. Have a blessed day. Wow. Didn't even miss the roadblock. Nice.
Okay, hopefully that means he did not do it. That would be good, because that would be so friggin' frustrating. There is, I think, a quick part 2 to this, where he runs into someone else.
Alright, so while I'm stuck here on a roadblock... Gio, pipe down, I'm making a video. So while I'm stuck here on a roadblock...
He didn't do it. That's good. I'm really glad.
I thought it would be a good time to tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm driving out to Eureka, to show Gio the redwoods. And I've never seen the redwoods either, so I'm pretty excited. It's one of those like Grand Canyon, Yosemite experiences. If you're close by, you gotta go. So even though it's the opposite direction I'm trying to travel, which is to the east, I'm gonna go west, check out the coast for a little bit, stay on the beach.
You just gotta yell, stop! Congratulations. Good stuff, dude. I should have done a topic like that. I wouldn't have got my YouTube channel deleted. Yeah, I had like 20,000 subs, gone. Facebook, 150,000 members. I verified every single member, made sure they were real people, gone. Instagram, about a month ago, 10,000.
People don't want to hear about how you keep getting banned from platforms for lying. No one cares.
Followers, gone. Sad.
I think he got I think he got taken off YouTube for COVID misinformation.
It's all good. You know, all things work towards good for those that love the creator.
One of my ex-girlfriends from about a decade ago was in his Facebook group. Fun fact. I hope it was to make fun of him. But, knowing her, 50-50.
And are called according to his purpose. So they actually think they're going to stop the truth from getting out by shutting down my YouTube. How freaking...
I only know that because on Facebook, if you like go to a page, you can see which of your friends follow this page or whatever, and she was on there, and I was like, what the fuck?
Stupid is that?
Is that call for ban evasion, or is that only call for an uprising? Only when it's call for an uprising.
Yeah, these are spyglasses, so I got the little interaction. I'll put it on my channel and give you guys a shout out. So I don't have many subs, but be blessed, all right, guys?
In the road?
No, the curve of the earth. I'm wondering where it's at, because it's
flat.
Yeah, you knew?
You don't believe that shit?
Yep.
Nathan, the earth is too big for you to visibly see a curve at ground level, especially considering you are at near sea level where you are. But even if you were on Mount Everest, you would not be able to see it.
There is no curve.
Was that the girl you introduced as your girlfriend on the Bible Reloaded way back? No, it was a girlfriend from, like, back right after high school. Like, my first year in college. I think we dated for a little bit in high school, too, and then we went to the same college, and we dated for a little bit.
That's awesome.
It's the one I've told you guys about who liked to stick her tongue in the hole where I'm missing a tooth. It's that one.
Awesome, bro. It's so nice to meet you.
The one who wanted to watch me pee. I've told these stories.
I know there is no curve, ain't there? Look at that reflection, man. That's beautiful. You have a good day.
She was an interesting one.
What's your name?
What's her number? She is married and has a kid now. She is married and has a kid now, so I don't think she's interested in you, Redmond.
Nathan.
And it's on here, right?
Yeah.
Where's your name on here?
I'm at the very bottom.
Okay.
Nathan Thompson.
Right on.
And
Oh,
then
they took your fucking YouTube away. That sucks.
my email still works, but
Okay.
The group and the YouTube,
I'll
Instagram.
email you some channels. I'll email
All right,
you
cool.
all the channels.
Cool. Be blessed, all right?
Yeah, you too, man. Take care.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Bam, and I think I have 13 cents. No, I don't. Just kidding.
Sleeping Geo. I bet he's so asleep he thinks Earth's a globe. Check out this kangaroo patch, upside down. Y'all don't know about that kangaroo patch, do you? This cabin's so nice.
They think Australia's upside down because they don't understand that down is just a way that we describe towards the center of the earth. So, to them, Australia's on the bottom of the earth, and therefore upside down, because they're stupid and don't understand relative position.
Bam! Redwoods.
Geo, you still got the thorn in your butt, dude.
You gotta bring it to my mama.
You got a thorn in your butt. Della, will you pull it out of him? You want to do it? You do it. You do it. Take it out. He can't do it. He's trying to do it with his mouth. We got you, Geo. You gotta pull
Let's have an adult do this so as to not hurt the dog. Because a kid doesn't necessarily think I need to figure out which way the thorn is in so I can take it out in a way that, you know, doesn't harm the dog further. I think a kid might just yank and maybe do more damage.
Quick. Otherwise it's gonna hurt.
Oh, poor
Quick,
dog.
quick,
Oh, this poor fucking dog.
All right. Here, you hold the camera.
You idiot, Nathan.
Can you see it? Can you see?
Purple Nickel says, wait, but if Australia is down and the Earth is flat, logic? No, they're making fun of how they view the globe Earth model. They don't think Australia is really upside down. They just think on a globe it would be.
I got it, Geo. It's okay. I'll get it. Can you see it?
I get it.
Okay, hold on.
You got it.
You got it, Geo.
But where is it? Poor Geo. Hey, don't eat it.
Anyway, and the guy that I have to replace for a minute is his name Bullet. He's 45, one eye's out, long beard, Viking guy, like biker, you know, lively Bullet. You know, like a gun. Yeah, this is my friend Bullet. And I'm like, wow, hi, bro. He's like, what's up, my? I'm like, wow, I barely speak English. You know what I mean? It's like they call me the Frenchie, they like me.
Oh man, that story of Dimitri sharing how he got his first trim job in Northern California had me rolling on the floor laughing. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm not asking, but if you feel inclined or inspired...
Nathan, why? So that's what Nathan's been up to. I guess he's on his own little road trip now, after the one with his friends fell through because he allegedly stole a bunch of money and stuff from them, but that is what it is. So, that's Nathan. Let's move on. Quick bingo check. Again, someone already won, but people still play for fun, so. I think we basically just had Flat Earth. Might be on the second page. Flat Earth. What's Crispin up to? Not a lot. He's got a couple very short videos, but we like to keep up with Chris. So let's see what he's doing, shall we? He's been doing worse lately, and I don't know why.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 1:17, 20.
Let me turn that up a little. He's being quite quiet, presumably because his wife is home and his wife hates this Flat Earth stuff.
We've been fed this lie of a globe all of our lives. Throughout middle school, nursery school. The minute you walk through that classroom, you see a globe.
Flat Earthers have this weird obsession that they think every classroom in America has a globe. No, I think there was a globe in one of my elementary school classes in, like, first grade. And then the only other classrooms I ever saw a globe in, I think, was literally a geography class. And that makes sense because it's a geography class. It's showing you where the stuff on the planet is. Every classroom in America does not have globes. Speaking of globes, this is rad, and I actually want to get this. Did you guys see Lego announced? I'm a big fan of Lego. Lego announced their brand new set that's coming out in February. Oh, look at this. Look at this functional Lego globe. I want it. I want it so bad. I think it would look so good next to the Lego ship in a bottle. It's so cool. But anyway, enough of my Lego obsession. I don't know why Chris thinks every classroom has a globe, but it doesn't. Have I seen the Titanic set? I have. It's insane.
Why? Why is it in every classroom?
It's not, but in the classrooms it's because it illustrates something educational to children, because it is a school, and that is what you do in school, is you educate children. Elmanado says, we were all wrong. The Earth is a flat plate. It's in a circular shape. Brokagam says, they should also sell a Flat Earth mod. Oh, wait. Flat Earth era don't actually have a model. True. Yeah, the Lego ISS they have is pretty good, too.
Why is it in every single classroom we see a globe?
Chris hasn't been in a classroom in a long time, apparently, and I don't think he was paying much attention when he was in them, based on, you know, his entire personality. Portmanteau says, CC's camera work reminds me of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, and Anti-Pretzel says, at least you can recreate the sinking of the Titanic with the Lego glacier you built out of spare bricks. Eoin80 says, damn globe heads, just think about it. The moment you're born, you are on a globe. Why? Why is it that every person is on a globe? Don't you think that's kind of weird? Don't be sheeple.
It's there.
Does the Titanic set piece break in half at the appropriate place? You actually can set up the Titanic Lego set in a sinking configuration. It's pretty cool. At least I think you can, if I remember correctly. Am I misremembering? I guess I thought it had different instructions where you could either put it together normally. It's huge, by the way. It's one of Lego's biggest sets ever. Maybe I am misremembering. Someone else did one. Maybe I'm remembering some other, like, made one that someone did where they can do it syncing. Or maybe I saw someone use this and do a modification. I don't know. Anyway, it's a very cool set. I would never get it just because I don't have the space. And I'm not a big enough fan of the Titanic movie or real-life ship to want it. I'd rather buy Lego sets of things I enjoy, but it's very cool.
It's there.
Does CC whispering count as inferring his wife hates him? Yes.
To lie to you.
It can be split in 3, but that's just to show details. Okay, it's like a cross-section. Gotcha. I must be conflating it with some other thing I saw someone make at some point.
This lie. Bullshit.
Am I a big ship in a bottle fan? Not necessarily, but I really like the Lego ship in a bottle. I think it's cool.
You don't live on that globe you're looking at in school. You live on a flat, stationary Earth.
No, we don't. Chris, we do not. We know this. It's untrue what you are saying. You are wrong. You are wrong. You have no qualifications to say this.
It's on a flying disc in space, because there is no...
Do I have the 89 Batmobile Lego? No.
Space.
I have the ship in a bottle. I have the fairy tale book. I have some other various sets downstairs. I have the set Baha made for our engagement, which is really nice. I want to get the typewriter at some point, but it's expensive.
You're covered with a dome. Stationary. Standing still. And you're not moving. And if we were moving, explain to me how the weatherman could actually predict the weather from 3,000 miles away to where you are 3 days prior.
It's called meteorology and the National Weather Service.
is that? How is that possible? Unless if he's
Again, if Chris doesn't specifically understand something himself, then he thinks it isn't real. So he doesn't understand that meteorology is like a real science that exists.
a mathematician. He's taking into account that the Earth is revolving 1,000 miles per hour. And that
Chris, the atmosphere that the weather happens within is also spinning at that same speed. So you don't have to consider its relative motion of 1,000 whatever, because it's not moving 1,000 miles an hour relative to the surface of the Earth, because the atmosphere is part of the Earth.
the clouds are moving in at 40 miles per hour. That doesn't make any sense.
Even if they do take that stuff into account, like obviously with weather and stuff, you got to deal with like Coriolis effect and all sorts of like jet streams and other meteorological shit that I don't know because I'm not a meteorologist. But like, I also understand what I don't understand, and Chris seems not to. Chris thinks if he doesn't know something, then no one understands something, and it's very weirdly borderline solipsistic.
Does it?
Didn't he say we're not moving, but we're on a flying disc? He thinks we are on a stationary disc.
Think about it. Think. You probably weren't even taught that the Earth was revolving at 1,000 miles per hour. I wasn't.
You probably were, Chris. You just weren't paying attention in class.
Nobody, no science teacher ever even told me about that.
You talk to a lot of scientists, Chris?
Ever. These are things that they don't teach you about in school, at least here in America. So ignore these trolls below me. Because they're children. That's all they are.
I mean, statistically, most people are children compared to you. I think you're in your late 40s, early 50s.
Children. Or they're paid. Either
Earth turns at 0.0007 RPM. Yeah. They like to use the linear velocity because it sounds very fast. But again, it's a problem of scale. Something rotating linearly, a sphere rotating linearly at 1,000 miles per hour in rotation isn't very fast on an object as large as the Earth. The Earth takes a day to do one full rotation. It's very slow.
Look at it. I have no idea. But just ignore them. Because I went after the source. The biggest troll.
It's rotating half as slow. It's rotating twice as slow as a hour hand on a clock. Because an hour hand on a clock goes around twice in a 24-hour period. So an hour hand on a clock is twice as fast as the Earth is spinning. So look at a clock and look at how slowly the hour hand goes and understand that the Earth is spinning around at half that speed when we're talking about, you know, rotational velocity.
The entire internet when it comes out of Flat Earth, and that's Cy Dan Man. Yeah, I asked him to do a live debate with me. A live debate.
I know Simon Dan doesn't do debates with flat earthers, understandably. Why debate? There's no point. But man, I want him to talk to CC so bad and just make fun of him. I've asked Chris. I've been like, Chris, come on my show. I will talk to you. He never responds. He doesn't want me. He wants Simon Dan.
Uncut. Live. Once again, I have heard nothing. This is my third attempt. So when you hear these or see these trolls below me, trolling me, and they have been for years, ignore them. Because they're children. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my channel. Let me be a part of your life.
What is wrong with Chris? That's what he's been up to. Still bitching that Simon Dan won't talk to him. That's about it. Eoin80 says, you think Chris thinks it's weird that his skin and clothes stay on when he spins around really fast? Dude spanking dudes with a cleanse.
Patty LaBelle live. Take me down to the murder crime city where the folks are rich and they got good chili. I like unions, especially caramelized. May I have another grape? You know, it's funny. When you said man door, hand hook, car door, that got me thinking. Boys down at the station taking everyone out to mini golf. Thing is, game only gets good when they start using me as the ball. My hands look like this, so hers can look like this. When I go out of town with the missus, she sleeps in a hotel. I just get a glass jar and punch some holes in the lid and hunker down. Dog's breath made me...
I have no idea what this is. Nick says, Dear Sai, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. Cuphead trailer is a cleanse. Sure, we'll do this, and then we'll keep going. I keep wanting to look at my watch, but I'm not wearing it. I'll check it out. I'm thinking about canceling my Netflix, honestly. At this point, Netflix is the streaming service I use the least. You ever wonder where Peter gets how, like, weird he is? Have you ever wondered, like, how do I put this? How did Peter get so crazy? Well, Peter's part of a church. A gun cult church. And this is Peter's pastor. He wears a bullet crown and calls himself a king. So I thought it might be fun to listen to a sermon from Peter's pastor. Not the whole thing, it's like an hour long, but we'll skim through it and see if there's anything interesting.
Good morning, folks. We're filming here live out of Tennessee, Chungpyeong, the home of the ABLE-UN, that is the God side nations of all the world that are for freedom, not for communism and totalitarian political Satanism. Amen.
For freedom, not for communism, totalitarian Satanism. Gee, I wonder Peter growing up his whole life having to listen to this. I wonder how Peter got so messed up.
And we're giving a shout out to our Pennsylvania crew. Sorry, we did get disconnected because of the internet and the storms that ran through here today. We're getting snow here today. And of course, PA is being hit with a big snowstorm tonight. So somehow we don't have no connection. Didn't work out so well. So King Kyle will be heading it out over there. And of course, we'll be continuing on over here. I just want to let everyone know, please pray for Frank Scavo. He is a patriot brother who's been persecuted by the feds for exercising constitutional rights, for exercising his right to protest his grievances, his First Amendment rights. Completely peaceful protester on January 6th.
So for those who don't know, some members of Peter's church were there on January 6th at the Capitol building. Guessing some of them have been arrested. Overthought says, did someone say communism?
And they're persecuting him because he was led into the building by the, of course, FBI is now coming out more and more, Ray Epson, etc.
That's not true. Y'all tried to do an insurrection. Didn't work. Sorry.
Cruz, I want to show that video. Tech team could pull up that video real quick. Instagram, on our Instagram page of Ted Cruz grilling the FBI directors, one of the directors there, a woman director, and asking her clearly, were there any FBI informants or confidential informants operating or working on January 6th that basically prodded people to commit acts of violence or criminal behavior or criminal acts? And of course she said, I can't answer the question. I can't. She could not just say no. And he had to ask like 8 times, 10 times. And she just said, I'm sorry, Senator, I cannot answer that question. I cannot answer. Because why? They clearly have a role in it. Ray Epps was...
You idiots literally went. What are you talking about?
He showed a picture of Ray Epps, who is...
I watched this event live. You can probably go see my stream of it on YouTube somewhere. youtube.com/Hannah Reloaded. Give me a subscribe, please. Watching it live, y'all were literally fighting to get in there. You were fighting the police with your hands and using the gates they had set up and fighting them. You were punching them and attacking them. Some of you had pepper spray. You guys were the aggressors. Bittergrin says the FBI didn't need informants. The insurrection was planned on public social media.
Say 100% is everybody knows.
Lily Lovestuff says, never forget this guy was born because his father believed he was the reincarnation of Jesus and needed to have kids because Jesus was crucified prior to having children of his own. Oh, the Moonies. They're so fun. I need to bring back Cult Watch.
He's a Fed. He was trying to incite everybody to go into the guy. He said, we're going to go into the building. He's on multiple cameras saying that. And of course, he's the one who did prod that 5 seconds later. They actually push through the barricades and go into the building. So he was definitely inciting and provocating the protesters there to enter the building, etc. And of course, they had him on the FBI website for the most wanted list of January 6th. He was on the website and then immediately vanished. As soon as they interviewed him, apparently he vanished. He was gone. He's free. He's a free man. Why? This man was on camera inciting violence. This man was on camera inciting criminal behavior. He's on camera. And yet he was let off the hook. Why? Why? Who is he working for? They said he's not working for FBI, but is he working for any government agency? Tucker Carlson on Fox is covering this in depth and in deeply. Asking the question, okay, they said he didn't work for the FBI or a DOJ or something like that, but does he work for any government agency? And of course, they didn't answer that. Of course, he does, because no way you're going to get on that list for inciting violence, on camera, multiple camera shots of you inciting criminal behavior.
How does this guy run a cult? He's so not charismatic. Guys, I'm gonna start a cult. I think I do a better job than most of these cult leaders. I'm just saying. What is the weird murder room he's in with white walls and covered plastic? I don't know. It does look like a scene from Dexter. I couldn't tell ya. Astro Fox says, don't know if you've seen it, but some possible Cult Watch content could be the blood over intent stuff on YouTube. One sec. Blood over intent? Wait, this isn't already a cult? It is. It is. It's on YouTube?
This video is brought to
Felix Night Owl says, even if there was an FBI inciting violence, you'd still be responsible for your actions. Also, they'd never blame Trump for incitement. You know. Meek says, it's because he inherited his cult from his dad's flock. He had a primed audience. I guess that's true. I don't understand. Blood over intent. I'll save this and figure it out later.
And you're going to get off. No way. Meanwhile, when folks just walk...
Content warning of blood and pricking cutting of the blood. Yeah, I probably can't do that on Twitch then. They have a thing against blood. Yo80 says, so they were led in by the FBI. Would you maybe describe it as herded, like sheep, perhaps?
Taking pictures, selfies. They were taking care of the velvet
let's
space.
see what else he gets
Seeing
to.
the explosion of this volcano. It looks like a nuclear bomb on the globe went off. Humongous in the middle of the ocean. And of course, it's going to produce massive tsunamis. So Japan is going to be hit with a tsunami probably in the upcoming few
Oh, they're talking about that volcano eruption that happened a little bit ago.
days. So please pray for Japan. And of course, get out of the coastal areas if there's tsunamis. Get out of...
Is he okay? He's like fidgety. Like, why is he just like constantly moving? He can't just stand there. He's like moving back and forth.
There if you can, because this is a crazy time indeed. We are in a tremendous time. It's so crazy, folks, but let's get into it. 1 Peter chapter 4, 1 Peter chapter 4, we're going to zoom in on verse 11, but let's go through the whole chapter, because I like reading the whole chapter, again, the context. for each chapter of the word. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4. Let's read together. For as much then as Christ...
He sounds like manic. He's like... blah, 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 blah. He's so talking so fast.
...hath suffered for us in the flesh. Arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of God. Amen. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, while we walked in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to the men in the flesh, but live according to God in the spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer.
His rocking back and forth is making me incredibly uncomfortable.
At the house of God, and if it first be...
Altered Rin says, I think I have my suspicions. I literally showed Baja Scarface for the first time the other day. What a good movie.
...in at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? And if the righteous scarcely...
Is he the usual pastor? Oh yeah, he's the head pastor of this church. He calls himself a king, though. He's been in charge for years. He is not new to this.
...be saved. Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him.
You were watching from the bush? You should have come in and hung out. You don't gotta watch from the bush.
In well-doing as unto a faithful creator. Amen. 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 Beautiful. That's a powerful scripture verse, chapter verse in 1 Peter. Let's jump down to verse 11. Okay. We can start in verse 10. Let's start in verse 10. As every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. If any man speak, let him speak as oracles of God. Any man minister, let him do it as the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ.
So you can actually add this crazy...
In the book. But you can see right now in the end time tribulation how the fiery trial is covering the earth. We are now living in an age where now Sweden is microchipping. They're now adding microchip vaccine passports.
Adding RFID chips to passports isn't crazy. They're adding them to driver's licenses in the US too. It's an easy way to scan them.
We heard about this 7 years ago, and we thought it was all conspiracy theories, all sci-fi tech, dreams and some sci-fi.
This guy has, and this is my opinion. To me, it sounds like he is on drugs.
Science fiction novels that people make it up and want to, pretend they live in a...
Microchips on the bingo, yeah.
RoboCop. No. Sweden is now going to be microchipping its citizens for vaccine passports. You got the Dems saying it's racist to have voter ID, as now the midterm elections are coming up in November.
Yeah, because the voter ID laws are specifically targeted towards areas where there's a large black community, so they can keep them from voting. If you wanted to do a voter ID system where every single person in the country was automatically registered to vote and had a free voter ID shipped to them, I think more people would be amenable to it. The issue is that it's specifically targeting in such a way as to disenfranchise minority voters and poor voters.
They're already starting the protocol. They're already starting the narrative. It's racist to have voter ID. But how then is it not racist to ask a black woman or demand a black woman give ID, give her vaccine status, otherwise she can't eat at a restaurant?
Because that has nothing to do with the person's race? What?
If voter ID is racist...
Jesus Christ, I get why Peter's fucking crazy now. How many years has he been hearing this shit every Sunday?
Then asking her for ID to eat at a restaurant is racist. Are you with me, folks?
It's not racist because that determination has nothing to do with her race. It has to do with whether or not she's vaccinated. The same thing applies to white people and Asian people and any race of people. It has nothing to do with race whatsoever.
You see how insane this is? They're so crazy. They're so psychotic. These are white liberal racists asking black people and minorities, forcing them to show papers, forcing them to show that they've got some deadly concoction of chemical cocktail injected into their body.
Altered Rin says you don't have a constitutional right to eat at Jimmy's Steakhouse and martinis. I don't? Shit.
Of whom even the mRNA vaccine technology creator, Dr. Robert Malone, says that you are part of a experiment.
I don't care what that person says. Like, even a little bit. That's not how science works. Science is not fucking dogmatic. It's not based upon some prophet saying a thing. Just because someone introduced something or discovered something or did initial research on something, that does not mean their opinion always holds forever in the future of the developments of that technology or idea.
This is a part of a medical experiment, and they are breaking the Nuremberg codes.
No, they're not.
They're not telling the public that this is a large international experiment, a medical experiment.
It is literally not. They've already been tested and approved. You are wrong.
Of which people are being forced to take part in without consent, without being told that it's a medical experiment.
Because it's not.
And of course, all the new studies showing how deleterious it is towards...
What's with the plastic on the walls? I don't know. It kind of looks to me like it's maybe outside of this is the outside, and they're trying to insulate this from the outside because there's like a heater in there and stuff. They're all wearing jackets, it looks like, other than the preacher.
Particularly your non-homologous end joining system of your DNA.
Nick says, guess what, Chucklehead? You're in the control group.
A repair system, which then means that you're not able to replicate proper DNA,
None of this is true.
Proper identifiable DNA that is identifiable to you, and you are now going to be replicating the spike protein, of which if you get 4 jabs, Dr. Armolo says, you will not be able to eliminate or pass it through your body. It will...
What are you talking about? Like, the vaccine goes away, and your body stops producing spike proteins to train your body, and then it's done, and your immune system is trained. What? Bittergrin says, I'm pretty sure he's in a tent, and Adia Blue says, fake and gay DNA.
Will now replicate and interfere with DNA cell repair, which will then interfere with everything, causing cancers,
Okay, let's skip ahead and see where he goes.
Ridiculousness. That has nothing to do with cherubim.
EO180 says, this guy is going to go wild when he learns you need papers to drink, to drive, to vote, to get a loan, and even the scariest of all, to buy guns in some places. Wild. MH Darkbeast says, speaking of cleanse, what did you think of the Moon Knight trailer? Fun info, the werewolf he's beating up is Werewolf by Night and is getting a Halloween special. Oh shit, was it Werewolf by Night? Yes! I think that trailer looks excellent, and I love the Moon Knight suit. I love it. I love that it looks like mummy bandages. It's fucking fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited for Moon Knight. I think that's going to be great. And it looks like they're leaning into the DID stuff with Mark, and I'm excited. I really want to see him team up with Daredevil now that we know Daredevil is in the MCU. Sky Comet Fallen says, where's Baja? She has to be twitching at this. She might be doing work or something downstairs. She's been doing a lot of work lately.
Cherubim are fierce-looking, many times symbolically represented as animals. And many times they have 4 heads. They got a man of a head of a face of a man. On the right side, they got a face of a lion. On the left side, they got a face of an ox. On the back side, they got a face of an eagle. And then they have 4 wings. Imagine
or on a hype train, 34% to level 1.
if you saw that kind of beast. A guy with 4 heads and 4 wings and flying around. Now, remember, this is the angel, the spiritual being that God gives.
I get a feeling this guy doesn't believe in COVID tests or drug tests.
The virus.
Seriously, this is just my opinion. It does kind of sound like he's on some kind of drug or amphetamine or something.
Or to what? Keep out the fallen people. Keep out Adam and Eve after they united with Satan and became Satan's children. God kicked not only Adam and Eve, the physical people, out, but he also kicked out who? Satan, who was a spiritual being. So the flaming sword not only kept...
He's describing the most metal D6 ever.
...out the physical beings of flesh, Adam and Eve, who had a spirit, but also kept out the spiritual beings of Satan, who was an archangel. Are you with me, folks? So you have the seraphim, you have the cherubim, and you have the onaphim. Everyone say onaphim. You have the onaphim as well. The onaphim appear in Ezekiel's visions, and it is like a big wheel. They're like, it looks like a UFO. Big wheel with another wheel perpendicular inside. There's a horizontal wheel, there's a vertical wheel. So these wheels are moving, and all over these wheels have eyes, and it's flying. Imagine you see this thing, these two spheres, like these two rings, like ring you wear. One big ring, and then another ring horizontal inside it, and there's eyes all over it. So this is another spiritual vision that Ezekiel has, okay? And he sees this thing, and anyways, the point is, when people see these things, or when Ezekiel says, what happened? They get so frightened. They're like, whoa, my God. And the natural impulse, because you can't control them, you can't isolate them, they're flying around, they're so powerful. So your natural instinct is, submit and worship. That's the problem. That's the instinct of fallen men. Why? Because God made human beings to be the heads of all of those spiritual beings. It doesn't matter how strong they are. It doesn't matter how powerful they are. It doesn't matter how magical the spiritual being is. It doesn't matter. God made human beings to be higher. Why? Because he didn't base the value of the being, of the spiritual being of the person or the person, based on power. He put the value of the person based...
This guy is nuts.
...force like that. It's done by what? Relationship. It's done by connecting with God, coming back from sin, away from sin that we are born into through the uniting with Satan and the whole original sin, then coming back into Christ's family and uniting with his providence, uniting with his heir, uniting with his kingship, and then receiving the blessing, coronation, and ordination of priesthood. Children, and not only your children, but kings, and also priests of your heavenly royal priesthood. We thank you, Lord, and we know that you are preparing a massive harvest. We want to give you all the praise, glory, and honor today. We rebuke despair, we rebuke negativity, we rebuke all the ugliness of the world, because we know it is not of all things shall be added unto you. Dear Father, we believe it, and we believe it and proclaim it today over this place, over the Able UN, over Choctaw, and over the entire United States of America, that all the patriots would be of one accord into your kingdom of God, and they will be blessed and protect the world from the tyranny that is trying to spread. It will have no chance because you are in charge and you are leading the battle. We give you the praise, glory, and honor with all the kingship lines that are gathered here today with your three-generation kingship, and we pray in your precious name.
Okay, that's enough of Peter's pastor. Just wanted to show you why Peter's the way he is, basically. You get it. What else we got?
I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Stars, you're the...
I guess we'll do it. We'll do the thing. So, call for an uprising is still calling for an uprising. Let's watch his newest video entitled, "Warning! Humans are beginning to transform right before our eyes." And this is on his Ban Evasion channel called The Fire Rises.
This is The Fire Rises. Welcome to today's show. Now, I am not a medical expert, scientist.
You don't say. It's almost like your entire job is spreading medical and political misinformation. Weird.
Or a doctor, so I want to make it clear there is no medical information being given here. This is just a what if, a what if scenario.
Well, if you do medical misinformation, I'm still going to report you call, so.
As far as this really cool, they call it the miracle compound, graphene, actually got in your body. Now, I'm going to show you a video that just came out yesterday where they were talking about what could happen if this miracle drug gets in you. And it's almost like, whoa, I was thinking and wondering, I don't know how they possibly could ever get people to take it, but if they did, maybe you could transform into.
So if you don't understand, if you haven't seen me cover Call before, Call is a consummate conspiracy theorist, and lately he's been on quite the anti-vax kick. He is dumb, and nothing he says is true. He misinforms people constantly. And what he believes is that the vaccines that have recently come out have graphene in them. This is incorrect. They do not. Call got this, of course, from other dumb conspiracy theorists who spread misinformation constantly, no matter how much they're corrected. So, yeah. He's basically basing this on an entirely false premise.
To a superhero, or be like the T2. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? No, but in all seriousness, there's important things you want to listen to here. Now, I had to edit out a part in there because there was some crazy talk about conspiracy people thinking that this could potentially be in, be in some stuff.
Why is his audio worse? It sounds so echoey.
Some products, maybe, that people were ingesting or putting in them. This is all just a what if, because graphene's, we're experimenting on it still. We're learning all about it. We're certainly experimenting on the human race as we speak. But keep in mind some of the things they talk about. What would happen if it crossed the brain, the blood-brain barrier, which is important because, I couldn't imagine how they could do that. They have to get up in your nose, I guess, to do that, which would be kind of crazy.
He's referencing COVID tests. Dr. Lewis says if you have ever bitten on a pencil, you've ingested graphene. So I've had COVID tests twice, the swab test. Nothing happened. Negative both times.
Couldn't think of any way that they could. But it's just a very interesting thoughts here from the video talking about just the benefits from everything we've seen on studies on mice. And, of course, that's all we've studied it on, is mice. Talking about nanoparticles.
Mice are commonly used in laboratory testing. Yeah.
Killing off blood cells, things like that. It's very, very interesting. So take a look at this. Isn't this neat?
This transparent strip is made of one of the strongest materials on Earth.
By weight.
And now, we're going to inject this into your body. Could it make your cells regenerate
Probably not. Oh, God.
faster? Would this mineral ever leave your system? This is What If, and here's what would happen. Humans have been using graphite to draw since the Stone Age, and now we mine it to keep our batteries charged and machines lubed. But graphene, well, that's something new. This material, first seen in 2004, is only 1 atom thick. Found after peeling off transparent tape from graphite, the mineral stuck to the tape was named graphene. And it might be the first two-dimensional substance ever discovered. But don't be fooled by its size.
Nick with 45-bit says, lube, ooh, ooh. Oh, God.
graphene is 100 times stronger than steel. And
is it the twice-baked potato?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Cole's gonna be very jealous that you have a trad wife.
powerful enough to repel most gases and liquids.
Twice-baked potato, chat.
Don't tip it over.
I'm not going to. Hydrate.
Because mine tipped over and this is what's happening.
Discovering it has revolutionized battery and information technology, but if graphene atoms enter your bloodstream, what would happen to your cells?
Very hot.
You can create graphene oxide by oxidizing graphite. And this nanoparticle, graphene oxide, can be used in medical treatments since it breaks down in water fast. Drugs injected into your system could be delivered to their destinations faster thanks to this cheap and readily available substance. Studies in lab rats have shown that graphene caused tumors to shrink. Other tests showed that graphene might even make your bones regenerate quicker. But all this comes at a cost. We'll come back to that. If that much graphene oxide entered your bloodstream, the consequences might be dire.
Yeah, probably.
Remember, our knowledge of graphene is limited. So, what do we know? Well,
Astrofox says this is such poorly researched pop sci bullshit. You can tell based on the voiceover. If you ever click on a video and you hear someone talking like this, hit the backspace button.
No, hit the power off button on your computer.
Dr. Abmebeben says, why does this guy talk like Keanu Reeves in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Studies in mice show that graphene can build up inside the lungs. Graphene sheets only nanometers thick would grow and collect, causing fluids to build up inside your lungs. You could drown on the inside without even touching a drop of water. But what would graphene do to your brain?
H-Beard says, hey kids, isn't science poggers? So we get it, they're just talking about graphene. Let's get to Call being an idiot.
Cells, products lost that oceanized mineral dirt or
to share that with you because
it's a killer in disguise.
Wow. So I had to share that with you because this video just came out. I thought it was really interesting talking about what would happen if it was in you. It's almost like like a cool sci-fi movie, right? If people are morphing and turning into, this black goo, it looks like. The guy's face turned into black goo.
Some asshole making a YouTube video and using a clip from one of the shitty Terminator movies has no bearing on the actual practical applications of graphene. I don't know if you know that. Nick says, is he just posting an unedited video in the middle of his own but flipped horizontally? That sounds like copyright infringement, my dude. Kind of, yeah.
Very, very fascinating stuff. Now, like I said earlier, this would be neat, right? This is how we can market it towards all these just dorks out there who want to be superheroes, right? Ooh, you're superhero.
The Terminators aren't superheroes. Watch the movie.
Power be. Oh, I want to live
80 of Blue says, Vsauce, Michael here.
as an avatar inside of Metaverse with Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, I could fly and I could do all sort. Embarrassing. But when you market it that way, stronger than steel, right? Well, who's stronger? It's like Superman almost. You could be like...
No, it's a material that is literally stronger than steel. What? Diamonds are also stronger than steel, depending on how you're actually measuring it, though I think they might be talking about... No, they're not talking about... I don't know what they're actually talking about in terms of that. What?
Your hand motions.
The point I'm trying to make is it's literally a factual statement call. Has nothing to do with Superman.
A Superman or a superhuman or a transhuman, right? And I thought the most interesting part, of course, talking about what it'll do to your blood cells, what could do to your kidneys, what it can do to your intestine, your insides, things like that, and how to kind of shed it out. It was very interesting stuff. But of course, one of the things, again, that's very interesting is the blood-brain barrier, because that's another thing that people don't think about, right? How they could possibly get up into your nose and break through, because, you know, you don't want to break through that blood-brain barrier, triple B. You don't want to break through that. But there could be a way that you possibly could, and you got to wonder what would happen then. So these are interesting things that we're learning, and everybody's studying, and I just wanted to share that with you about graphene. Now, again, I don't know how they would ever, be able to get that kind of thing inside somebody, but I thought it would be really cool to talk about it because, I love science and I love sharing information.
Does Cole think the blood-brain barrier is in the nose? I guess.
Information about science, and while it seems like it could be not the safest thing in the world, until we do more experiments on humans, we're really not going to have the answer to that. So maybe we could start, once we start doing that and seeing how it works, maybe humans will become more rabid, right? More rabid. Like the behavior will become more hostile, because like certain particles in them are done, like more like hostile, like they can go on planes and be disruptive.
Paul, the people who have been disruptive on planes are anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers, you stupid fuck. We literally have videos of it.
Kids could be more disruptive in schools. People could be going to Walmarts and trying to fight the employees there, right? I don't see that happening anywhere in the world. But those are, I guess, could be bad side effects that could happen.
He's literally describing the actions of crazy conspiracy theorist anti-vaxxers and claiming the opposite. That's funny.
Of course, if you get the old magical graph in you. So we've heard a lot of those trigger words too. They're in the video about nanoparticles, right? And how easy it is to actually produce graphene. Right? So it seems like it's real easy to produce. So this could be huge for us, kind of like turning people into batteries almost, right? How cool.
Again, that plot point from The Matrix literally is impossible because of the conservation of energy.
It could be if we could just somehow figure out a way, but I don't know if we're ever going to get to that point.
I don't think this would be staggering levels of hypocrisy. I think he's just dumb.
Point in my lifetime. Boy, excuse me. But again, in seriousness here, it's hard to talk about these things and get around the algo. And again, I'm one strike away from losing my channel here. So,
Ruh-roh.
Just want to make sure this is clear. This is just about the science side of graphene. But they did talk about how easy it is to produce.
I don't know.
Right? And
none of this counts as Baja Blastin'. She hasn't blasted. She made me a delicious dinner, but that's not blastin'. Speaking of which, you had Mountain Dew Baja Blast for the first time last night. How was it?
So, we got Taco Bell because I made myself a very disappointing dinner that ended up being freezer burnt and didn't have the kind of spaghetti sauce that I like, which was very sad for me. So Hannah, oh my god.
That was too hot.
Hannah, being my lovely fiance, bought me Taco Bell because it's very easy to veganize. So I got one of the Baja Blast freezy things. So it was like frozen. It was like a slushie. And it was really, really good. I told Hannah that it tasted like what the experience would be if you were eating one of those rocket pops, like the red, white, and blue popsicles, while walking through the Renaissance Festival. Because it's kind of got like, it's got like that fruity thing, and then it's got kind of like a herb undertone thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, I think that's like the right thing I'm looking for. But it was good. I wouldn't drink it all the time. I have a really bad headache today from it because I don't drink anything with that much sugar or caffeine. So
conspiracy mentality around the globe tends to be particularly pronounced on the political fringes. Yeah, that's not surprising. It's interesting to see that in a study, though. Ah! Lou, no potato. No potato. You are an obligate carnivore.
she says butts, bacon bits.
Oops, wrong video.
No bacon bits.
How cheap it is to produce, which means they could do this on a mass scale worldwide, which is pretty interesting. So we could maybe, have clean.
Call graphene is easy to produce, but it's not quick to produce. Like, to my understanding, there's not a super efficient way to make a bunch of it all at one time. And it's not cheap.
Wink, wink, have clean energy that way or something like that, or just make human batteries. And then another thing that was pretty interesting too, of course, is seeing graphene's effects in water and how fast it dissolves in water, right? Because, your body is made up of, like, what do they say? How much percentage of water?
70.
I think it's like 60%, 65% made up of water, 60.
Ashy Boo says, cats can have some veggies. I've had my cats enjoy green bell peppers. They go batshit for it. There are certain vegetables that are toxic to cats.
60% made up of water.
So always check.
Right? So you can have this in there. It would dissolve right in. So, again, just something I thought was interesting. I thought it was very interesting, too, that the video just came out yesterday. But I felt the need to share it because the title was, what would happen if it got in you? Right? And that's something I've been talking about, too, because I've been so fascinated with this miracle known as graphene, right? It's just a miracle, they tell us. It's the miracle thing, and it's going to, really help the planet and help the world. So the fact that they're talking about getting it inside of you, well, it could cure things like, be a miracle inside of you. Could potentially cure cancer and stuff like that, they think. So they're going to do more experiments on it. I'm sure in the near future, they'll be doing more experimentations on it. Boosts!
Oh, there it is. Thanks, Call. I always appreciate when you give pretense for reporting. Why does he do it? It's like he's self-defeating. It's like he's a self-sabotager, you know what I mean? It's not good. Bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba boop 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 boop.
They're going to do more experiments on it. I'm sure in the near future, they'll be doing more experimentations on it. Boosts! Sorry, I had a boot. My chair's a little low. I had to give it a boost up. Let's boost it a little higher here. Okay. Yep. So anyway, folks, I wanted to know what you think about it. Pretty interesting stuff, right? They are talking about it out in the open. Again, because it's a potential miracle thing and, not going to be able to hide that forever. Are they? No. Highly likely no. And they see that people are going to be on board and want it, so why not? Right? This is the world that we live in. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. A reminder to check out the website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Again, the forum itself is worth it over there. Sharing information, lots of great stuff going on. Fellowshipping, just really good stuff. I definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't. And again, I have one more strike allowed on this channel. You never know when you're going to get it. So I want to remind everyone to check out my other channel, because that's where I'll be. They're linked below in the description box and pinned in the comment section, because if I get a strike here, I won't. This channel will be gone this time. So I won't. Not only will I not be able to upload,
Wow, this is one of his ban evasion channels too. It's only at it's not even at 40,000 subscribers yet, and he's at almost
I'll just
3
be gone.
strikes.
So you make.
I think the precision at How do I put this?
I don't know. I don't know what
His channels are getting taken down faster, and that's good.
You'll be like, where is he? And you won't be able to find me. That one is a call with the number 4 in the title.
If you've ever had this feeling,
Uprising. So definitely check that out. I want to thank the Patreons because it keeps me here on YouTube. And again, I'm interested to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Science rules. Science is cool, man. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. God bless all of you and your families.
Take his place.
Okay. And it'll give me content, which I will also get banned. It's a win-win. The problem with Call is he has a baked-in fan base. If a bunch of other people start doing it, they don't. So that's what Call's up to. Being crazy. Surprise. I think that's probably it. We've been going for 3 hours. This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. Yeah. I like that song. I used to listen to that a lot in middle and high school.
Same.
Alright, who are we gonna raid? Rin was here. So we'll do whatever Rin is up to. Alright, have a good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow for another stream. I don't know. Maybe something about crypto. I've been looking a lot more into crypto lately and how stupid it is and how stupid NFTs are. We've done streams on it in the past, but there's always new dumb crypto shit to make fun of, so maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do Shud Watch if I can find material for it. Have a good night, everyone. Night, Mr. Blast.
Night, Father. Love you.
And everyone else. Have a good night. Oh, Rachology with 45-bit says, Sai, does this mean I have to go to bed and accept tomorrow is going to happen? Yeah. Sorry. Have a good night.